Morning, Lee. Morning.
5% when you buy home internet.
Morning, fam. Hey, sorry
Morning.
about that, man. How are you doing?
How you feeling? Morning, Tycho.
Man, sisirholike bothelo mfana. Sisirholike bothelo mfana kawana. To made it. Good morning, everybody. Morning, guys. Hope you guys are great. What's up, Tycho? What's up, Shaz? What's up, Fence? Okay, let me see who else is here. Yo, guys, I'm so sorry how I couldn't make it like the last 2 days, man. Hey, Joe, you know what? Like this season's changing. Like you know what? I like this new climate. It's very dizzy, man. It's very, very dizzy. My apologies. Shafir, how are you, fam?
Good.
You good?
Can't really complain, but it's like the same.
How has the last 2 days been?
Hmm?
How was Monday and Tuesday?
I wasn't here. Monday was okay. Tuesday, Nikki sitting because Nikki look on miracle.
Okay.
No, no, scam me. So I couldn't even pop in because I was so busy.
Nah, it's alright. Hi, Lulu from Zambia. Welcome.
Hello.
Please keep liking the screen there, guys. Nah, like we are gonna keep it very short actually today, because we are a little bit under the weather today. But hey, the show must go on, right?
I had no intention of waking up today.
Yes.
Regarding.
Man, we have to, though, because hey, bro, like there's something coming up soon. Actually, I didn't tell you guys yet. So
Oh, it's
okay, okay. But then yeah, like yeah, man, like yo, no way. That's my climate. Yeah, man, it's like I look really dizzy, because
tap
I'm
tap
not
tap,
the only one
guys.
who's sick actually.
Tap the screen, share the live. Um, yeah, let's get to 30K likes in the first leg at least. Today we're not gonna push over 100K. You all can give me 100K because Landrata, but today we're not gonna push you that much. Let's get to 30K.
Yo, anonymous.
Good, thanks in yourself.
All right.
I'm good. All right, straight to the point and good. Let's go. Honest. Here are the house rules before we continue. Respect is a foundation of our
Can you hear
conversation.
properly?
Maintain respectful language. Please refrain from swearing or use of profanities. Our responsibility is to protect your identity, and your responsibility, Anonymous, is to extend the same courtesy to protect the identity of the people or the person you'll be speaking about. Anonymous, if you're in agreement with these terms, please confirm by stating, I agree. Do you agree? I do agree. All right, you're slightly breaking there, but I'll let you know if we're losing you there. Please start, Anonymous. We're listening.
Okay. I'm a lady in my early 20s, and
Anonymous, we're losing you there. Anonymous, I know you're back. Do you mind moving around a bit?
I'm married.
Anonymous?
Hello?
Do you mind moving around for us? We lost you completely. We just got you that part where you said that you're in your early 20s.
Yes, I'm early in my 20s, and I'm married to a guy who's in his late 50s.
Whoa.
Yeah. I've got 2 kids on my own. We don't have a child with him. And at this moment, I'm not sure about this marriage because there are things that I'm not happy with. Which are the things? Let me say, he doesn't want me to live my own life besides him, like going out, having friends, yeah, or visiting my parents' place, just being myself. He doesn't want that. And whenever he's drunk, he's someone who he will say things that I'm not happy with. And whenever I tell my parents about my mom about this situation, she'll be saying, "Yeah, I know you. When you just you want to have boyfriend outside. You want young guys. What she doesn't support me in this situation. My husband is always right in her side." And at this moment, I'm drained. I'm just drained about this marriage because whenever I'm thinking, whenever I count it, I don't say he will die first or I will die first. I'm just thinking, what will this relationship be? Maybe in 10 years or 15 years. I'm even counting the age gap. I just feel like it's just too much for me. And yeah.
But how you chose him? You chose this. You wanted this.
Yeah. No. Oh, let me just I chose this because okay, at first I was like, no, I just want money from him to build myself and for my kids. Yeah. So it was that situation. And all of a sudden, we were not even 1 year. He just decided that he wants to marry me in community of property. We went to his life covers and things. He said, "Yeah, you choose what you want. Just okay, let me just do like this. You take everything. What? Yo?" And I was like, "Yo, I know this guy." Yeah.
Sure. So does he have kids?
Yeah, he does have kids. He got 3 kids. The other two are working. The other one is still a child.
Mm-hmm. A child.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when you say a child, how old?
And 10, yeah, turning 10 this year.
Okay. And how old are your kids?
2 and 3.
My kids, it's 9. It's 9 and 6.
Okay. Just, I mean, age is nothing but a number, but Anonymous, how old is your mom?
My mom is same age as my husband, is 58, 57, 58.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Is he rich?
No, he's not rich, but he can provide.
Oh, okay.
He is rich, Somizi. He has her.
Oh, yes.
That's right, Anonymous. You're the prize here.
Oh, yes. Yeah. So why does he have an issue with you meeting your friends and meeting your relatives? But also I've got an issue with your mother siding with him completely, So why does he have an issue with you meeting your friends? Have you okay. Let's leave that because we know maybe he thinks your friends are gonna influence you and blah 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 blah. Have you? This is the question I actually wanted to ask. Have you?
I know the answer. If I was a dude in almost my 60s and then my young wife wants to go out, clearly I'm insecure about the bedroom.
Yeah, I was about to ask you. Have you had a side snack before? I mean, during the relationship.
No. The thing is, I'm not someone who always wants to go out. I'm not that type of a person. I'm an indoor person. Yeah.
Right.
But I think it's
Yeah.
I think the thing was when I met him, he was in a relationship with some other. It was a young girl too. That girl used to play with him. I don't know, Jay, but there were so many things. Yeah.
Oh, so it is insecurities from the past relationships. Okay. Now, before I want you to tell us what is it that you wanted to help you with, and then we'll respond after that. What do you want? Well, what's the advice that you want from myself and Naked?
No, I don't know. I don't know whether to stay in this relationship or get out of this relationship. But okay, when I think of I should get out on this relationship, I'll be having these things with it's going to be like, yeah, when you want money, you want your shares.
Vele
everything,
mzwana.
what. Yeah,
Alright.
and
Okay.
he's obsessed with me, this one. Yo,
This
Jesus.
one. I went from Harlem. What's this one?
Yo.
Let's hold it there, guys. Let's hold it there. Anonymous. We'll come back. Don't drop the line. I'm just going to go through to the news headlines and come back to, of course, give a summary as well as complete just what you need advice on. Here's Khopedi Dilongwe with the news headlines. It's 10:30. Good morning.
But mona re deal ka
I
like
love Anonza. I love Anonza.
I'm not Anonza mara senyetsa nako mona come on.
Leroy. Not personally. I love Anonza.
Guys, you know what? Like, let's reach my 30K lap, like, please keep tapping the screen there,
You tap
guys.
the screen, guys.
Yeah, because I'm bored here, man.
Yeah, Leroy.
Okay, ki yo happy. Motsi. And I'm done with that. Hey, wait. She wanted to secure the bag. Unfortunately, things are not going according. Yes, Una. So I don't know. And she's like, no, guys, like, what should I do? I'm like, you came in for the money, right? You must stay for the money. Just that. Because wait.
31. Let me give you a bit of a summary before we continue with Anonymous. So Anonymous is in her early 20s and is married to a man who's in his late 50s. Now, Anonymous came into the marriage with 2 kids and they don't have kids together. Anonymous says her problem is that she doesn't feel free in the marriage. She says he doesn't allow her to go out, have friends, or visit her family. Now, Anonymous says when she speaks to her family about this, they just don't support her and say she just wants to be with younger boys and have fun. So Anonymous says she got into the relationship because of the financial support she would receive, but she's not worried about that more than anything. I think she's now tired. Anonymous, are we on the same page?
That's correct.
Let's reiterate again the advice that you need from Sumizi and Naked DJ.
The advice I need, should I continue with this relationship or just leave everything? But obviously, I will want my shares. That isn't
like, okay.
Yeah.
Anonymous, guys, can you allow me to be judgmental too?
Yeah, please, man, please. Because
Anonymous, you're not a nice person.
Really now.
You know, when you got into the relationship, you said, Uguti, you clearly stated it was for the money, right? Now, Anonymous, you're a mom. And you do know that. How long have you been with this guy? Because obviously they've probably built some form of relationship as well with him, right?
Yeah,
so it's just under 5 years. Now, remember, your kids don't know that you got into this for the money. You didn't say to the kids, mom is about to get married and I'm marrying for money. So therefore, the life that you are going to get into right now, next week it might not be there, 2 weeks time it might not be there, because I am not I'm here for a good time and not a long time. Now, this will be unfair on your children as well. Just because when you wanna go out nabangan bako, right? Now, you knew what you were getting yourself into. You knew very well what you were getting yourself into. And what you said is, all I want is the money. It's not love. I just want money for me, for my children. Fine. And now that it's not working out, at least be a nice person. Don't you want to just leave him because you've found that maybe this is not what I wanted? It's going to have, not only is it going to affect him, it's going to affect you and the children as well. What's wrong with just leaving and starting your life over again? You're in your early 20s. Umshiye nemali yakhe, umshiye with his rules. Why don't you go and find yourself a person that'll let you go out with your friends and be who you want to be?
No, the problem is it's not I want to go with my friends thing. The thing is, I've built this person, ngimthole awumuntu nje like aqashile nani mina.
You built
I
him.
was the one who said, okay, let's go buy a house, let's do this, let's do that, let's do this, let's do that. I've built him nami marangana mali. So yeah, but at first, okay, I was like, okay, ngifuna imali, okay, ngabona ukuthi no, this guy right, ne. At first, beka umuntu right, but all of the sudden, waphenduka into engayazi and ubukeka dangerous kimi ngoba khona la skills abakhona salwa and bengafuna ukhipha umese angikwaze nje
Anonymous.
yeah serious
So kwazana
and
nabantu abadala.
cabanga yabona and another thing hello and enye into ne inkorayo futhi ukuthi angisumuntu odelelayo but yena ukhuluma nami sometimes unokhuluma nami noma njani bese mele ngiresponde nami ngokwata kwami bese ngihlale ngifila guilty ukuthi no at the end of the day lo muntu lo mdala bese sometimes mele ngizibambe ngithule like ngibe nale respect le belikhona kimi naturally umuntu onjalo.
All right. Let me quickly translate. So basically, Anima says she's not a rude person at all, but this guy pushes her sometimes to match up his level. So when he's rude, she becomes rude as well, and when he curses at her, she curses back, and it nearly got to like a physical fight where they nearly stabbed each other. So and when I said I got Anonymous' point was that when he met this guy had resources to get to another level, but he was not doing that. So Anonymous found him living in a back room and stuff like that. So Anonymous is the one who was the inspiration behind them buying a house and uplifting themselves and changing their lifestyle, but with his money. So basically, that's why she says she wants shares. Now, my question to you, Anonymous, do you love this guy? Like, have you ever loved him?
Yeah, at first I did.
And now?
Now, angazi. Ngasho njalo angazi. I think ushuthi angimthandi ngoba noma ngithinta ngivele ngibande nje umzimba mvele ugodole wonke.
Your ring.
Please translate.
When he touches her, she just feels cold.
She shivers.
Shivers, yeah.
Thank you.
So there's no intimacy there.
Yeah, no chemistry, no feelings. The feelings are gone. Wako. So Anonymous, yeah. How's the dance?
Yo, he knows what he's doing. Net ukuthi mina ngivele somewhere along the line ngivele ngilahleke nje ingqondo yami ivele isuke kule situation le angazi and all the time.
Oh, but it's good.
Yeah.
Nice. All right.
Translate.
Oh, so she says he is very good in bed, but it's just that she has lost interest and feeling. So in the middle of the quieters, she loses her mind, but not in a good way. She just goes somewhere else.
Where do you go, Anonymous, mentally? Is there perhaps a person you think of?
No.
So where do you go?
I always have questions. Are you sure with all this thing? I always think about this situation every day, each and every day, every second of my life.
Okay. You know what I think? Honestly, I think you knew exactly what you were getting yourself into. One, I think you never got into it for the love. I think you got into it to better yourself, right? And I'm not gonna sit here and say to you, Anonymous, don't do it. You know exactly what you're doing and you know why you're doing it. And I just hope Nai, he's smart enough to see through you. Uguti, this is what you came here for, and I hope he protects his stuff. But it's not my duty to advise him. I'm here to advise you. Make sure that you've signed. You said you've signed. Is it a legal marriage or is it a global legal?
No, it's a legal marriage in community of property. I'm using his surname.
Yes, girl. Shine. And then, so make sure, get a lawyer. Yeah? Because this thing is not working anymore. This relationship is not working anymore. Get a lawyer. He must advise you what to do legally for your benefit. Yeah? Because I could advise you to stop. To stop and doing this, but no, that's not what you want. If I told you to stop and just live with nothing, are you gonna say yes to that?
Hello?
Niti, if I asked you to stop, end the relationship, leave the guy, and leave the way you came in, are you going to say yes or no to that?
It's a no.
Exactly. Okay.
Because I.
Explain. Let me advise you, based on your answer. Let me advise you based on answer. Get a lawyer. Make sure you've got all the paperwork correct. Make sure you've got all the reasons correct, and get what is deservingly yours, as it should. Because the silent community of property. I need. So you have a yako, you have a yaki, right? So make sure unama lawyer right that are going to make sure you get what you want and what you think you deserve. That's all for me. But leave the relationship. Stop wasting this guy's time.
I just have a question for the both of you.
As in me and Kuto, or me and Anonymous.
You and Anonymous. Kuto can also answer if she wants to. Now, Anonymous, you're a mom, and you did say that he's not a wealthy man. Now, when are you gonna start building yourself? Like, instead of building other people? Like you said, you made him into this thing that he is. Do you understand that even if you divorce and you get half of everything, no? Sometimes that money doesn't last forever. We know it won't last forever. So what is the ultimate goal? Is it just to Pelamanjus Ushaya you smash and grab la, right? But then you've got kids. Then after you've done your smash and grab with this guy, how are you gonna make your life better for you and your children? Like when this money runs out in the next 5-6 months, what are you gonna do? Or are you going to find another 60-year-old man that's gonna sign stuff over to you? Like, what kind of person are you?
Exactly.
My plan was I get myself a house. Currently I'm studying, so I'll continue with my studies. Then I get a job, and continue with my side hustle.
Your side hustle, which
and I'll
is
take
what?
it from there. No, it's what can I call it?
Call it.
It's complicated. Yeah.
Kinda sexual.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I had to side hustle.
Heist what?
Okay.
I side hustle.
So,
but kule situation le sometimes uyangihawulisa naye ne ngoba ngiyazi ukuthi uzoyenza le mistake le ayenze kulamantombazana lawo wasemuva uyabo, and into oyangibhora ngayo ukuthi abe specific ukuthi yena vele abantu abadala ufuna abantwana uyabona, and I was like hey wena ingqondo yakho sometimes, and into engibhorayo ukuthi mangithi mina angifuna amashares wami ayodliwa enye intombazana and
Anonymous, when you are no longer there, it's none of your business. What he does with his money is none of your business when you are no longer in his life. Now, one last question from me. Now, you said you're going to study and then get a job after you study. Né? So we have a very high unemployment rate in this country amongst graduates. So, yeah, you do get where you might not get a job. So are you saying that everybody that's qualified, that's graduated, why don't they have jobs? Because of our phone? Okay. That's it from me.
Yeah. Anyway, all the best, Anonymous. I hope you got all the advice that you wanted to hear. So which advice are you going to go with between myself and Naked? Because today we gave you two different advices.
Half naked, half sumi, half. Okay,
Half. Okay, girl. So you're sorted. All the best, Mr. Sam.
You like taking half from Mama. Wow. Every man you meet, you want half. Like
I wish we had Maralo's song. 50-50.
It's 100%.
Go, Danny.
All right, Anonymous, we're going to leave it right here. Please continue listening to your radio for the advice that you'll get from South Africa. Thank you very much, Anonymous.
Thank you.
All right. So this is your moment. This is your time to come through. And of course,
Hi, family.
Anonymous.
Hi, family.
Good morning, fam.
Hi, guys. Welcome to Magoya Rundown. I am your host. My name is Mimi. We are here every day from 10:20. We listen to Anonza. The rules, before we get into Anonza, the rules. Guys, please do remember that we are no way affiliated with Metro FM as a brand. Everything and all the opinions given here are also not affiliated with Magoya Rundown as a brand. We are just a group of people who give you a chance to give your insight on their Ask a Man segment. And then we also have our Talk to Me Donna segment, where we allow people to come in and tell us their stories, where we can advise them, and if they just want to tell their stories just to inspire others, we give them the platform. Please remember to keep your opinions and your submissions respectful, so that we do not trigger anybody. We have people from different walks of life here, so we do not know who we're going to trigger with what we say. Let's keep it all respectful. No profanity allowed. No profanities allowed. Please do keep tapping the screen and gift your beautiful host. Thank you. Lee is going to play the disclaimer now, and then we're going to get into Anonza. It's okay, Fresh. It's okay.
The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are solely those of the individuals participating in the conversation and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the podcast host or any affiliated organization. Listener discretion is advised.
Just like the disclaimer said, Matt Laura.
All right, guys, please do remember, I'm going to accept people onto the platform now. Keep tapping the screen. We are reaching for 50K. If not, I am going to steamer the comments. But just to give you a time, just to tap. When you get onto the panel, please mute your mic until I give you a chance to speak. So let's start with the recap, right? So Ananza has been married, or she is married to, she's in her early 20s, and she is married to a gentleman who is in his late 50s. So she says that when the relationship started, the relationship was good. Namo Mamela, he inspired her to do morning sabs. He inspired him to do bigger things like get a house, whatnot. And then throughout the relationship, it progressed. For now, he became a bit possessive over her, not allowing her to go outside, not allowing her to see her family, whatnot. And Ananda says they are married in community or property, which she made very clear. They are married in community or property. So her advice, she is asking if ever she should leave the marriage and get her half and move on with her life. She has 2 kids out the relationship, and he has 3 kids, ne?
Yeah.
He has 3 kids from outside of the relationship as well. So,
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like Anonza also let us know that she has a side hustle of which she doesn't want to mention. So it's safe to assume that the side hustle has anything to do with coitus, which is also the topic of today for Makoya, for the Talk to Me Donna segment. So Anonza was there to just get her bag, but I feel like they were a bit harsh on her. They were a bit, they were just a tad harsh. this man also married a woman who is 20 years younger than him and whatnot, and he now wants to control her. We all know gore o motshotse guy, you know, judging by the side hustle, because there is no like we all know where he found her, and for him to now want to be possessive over her while I'm a go, it's like Hunyala. I want to call these women in the most respectful way. It's like marrying Ausiwa Busiu and wanting her to quit, and when she doesn't, you get shocked. Umutotsi Busiu, Umutotsi Momototsi thing, and she let you taste, and then you were like, nah, no one else is gonna taste this. You know, it's mine. I feel like once you get into that type of situation, you should know what to expect, right? O sa tlo ntshetsa bana ba bangwe dithipa, o sa tlo, you know, don't do that. Anonza yena, we can judge her, okay, fine, she was in this, you know, for the bag and whatever, but I don't think she's the only one to blame in this instance. She can't be the only horrible person. This man married a woman 20, 30 years younger than him. I mean, come on, guys. So people don't get possessive overnight, though. It probably happened before they got married. Exactly. So I don't know. I'm just Ananda Umborile, to be quite honest. She's very, very immature with this whole thing. She has no sense of direction. But we should also say that we should not also judge the fact that maybe this man nanale the resources, but he didn't know what to do with those resources. Ananda came into his life, was like, Sheba, do this, acquire property, do this, do that, do that, do that, do that. And, you know, his possessiveness is gonna progress, guys, into abuse, because now he is possessive over her. So we should not, you know, we should not be as judgmental. I can't be judgmental because my partner is also 14 years older than me, of which we are very happy. So let's not be, you know, let's not be judgmental like that, right? And guys, when I say my partner is 14 years older than me, I'm not in this for the money. I love that man to death. So please, I love that man to death. But yeah, all right. Let's give But yes, Mimi, but you're not 21. I understand, but he's also, you know, he's also pretty matured himself. And I've honestly I've honestly had this conversation with him where I was like, aren't you afraid for one day I'm gonna wanna act my age? And when I mean act my age, ngizofuna ukudlubusha bami. You understand? I'm gonna wanna, you know, I don't usually go, I hardly ever go out, actually, to be quite honest. So I mean, age does play a very big part. Hence, I mentioned this. Age does play a huge part in some of these relationships and marriages, because how we react to certain situations, exactly how we react to certain situations, we're gonna react according to our ages, right? So baby girl just wanted to secure a future for herself, and that's what she did. And Mugai he knew what he was getting himself into. So Ozenzi like a at this point, personally for me. How am I always getting younger, guys? Leroy, do you want to come in first?
I honestly don't have much to say, man. But Anonza is she needs to grow up, Nyana, because like, number one, how do you have a 9-year-old working in your early 20s? Yeah, like, that's a huge red flag. And then, like, 9 years later, you're still thinking like this. But again, you have, like, what is the example you are actually like those kids, you know? Oh God. My network is about to get dizzy, so you can skip me. It's fine.
Sure. Zanele, hi, darling.
Morning.
Morning.
Mina, I want to talk to my sisters because a case like this, something like this happened like a few weeks ago. There was, this thing that happened between a traffic cop, the
Oh,
two people.
yes.
Mina, I want to talk to my sisters because when I was following that case, I saw in the comments with TikTok, a lot of ladies were angry. They were saying that there is no reason to take a life, gender-based violence and all those type of things.
Yeah.
And then the guys on the other hand were saying that umjitu sebenzile and all those type of things. Vele it was a war. My thing is, sinamandombatana, sometimes we're ignorant to people's feelings.
True.
We think that we can just siyagibela siyayehla, because you can see what this lady has done to this guy. For her to even agree to the marriage, like probably guys thinking, okay, fine, I failed with my age mates to have a home with my age mates. So now I found this young person, okay, I can build with her. Do you understand? For the guy to even go to an extent of police, including her and all that, that is huge. This man has worked for years to build himself. And then now he's sharing these things with this young person whom he thought he's going to build with. And then now Mundu Ute to secure the bag. So what do you expect the guy to do in such a case? Like, let's be honest. Because you cannot come here. If something happens to this girl, you cannot come here and tell us about gender-based violence. We should also have a name for this violence that these ladies are causing to these people, to their pockets. Because Nyalo, it's as, like Mina, truly, like these things, there are certain things that we do as ladies that are very wrong. And then Masabak Bulalala, now the guy will be called names. Gube now, instead of like, she's 20 something, why doesn't she have something of her own? I mean, we live in a country where we are so privileged. Men and women are given the same opportunity at life. Women are empowered to a certain extent. In your 20s, you are supposed to be having your own things if you were busy with school like other children. But then ma when abo busy, nje, in your 20s, you will be struggling well. So guys, I know, let guys know, like, we should just be fair. Because if something happens to her, I utilanzele, whatever utilanzele, because you cannot play with someone's life like that. That guy also has children. So how do you think now, if it's your father, imagine your father. Now this girl is coming from nowhere. Now she takes everything. So if you are like Dean, let's just say the son is Dean. No, I'm just no Dean. The son is Dean.
No.
We are shy, I am. What
But
is going to happen?
You know what, Sam? I feel like you're absolutely right, actually. That's actually the Hi, Dean. Hi. That's actually the conversation that we're gonna have for It Talk to Me Bana today. You know, about this whole male, female gender. I'm actually gonna talk about the trending story that's on TikTok now, but we'll get to that. Nakona, I also wish that some men could actually be careful of some of the people that they choose. Do you understand? If ever umuntu umthole emgrooveni and she's a young girl, and you know umthole kulezo ndawo ezikanjalo, you should also question some of the decisions you make as ubaba, that okay, is this somebody I can build with? Is this somebody that, thank you for the follow, Ntokozo, is this somebody that I ngamfaka endlini, ingane zami will appreciate and whatnot. So I feel like his possessiveness is coming from a place of insecurity and jealousy. Ukuthi hayibo lo muntu phela ngimthola yenza kanje nakanje. My biggest fear is ukuthi uzongifebela. And this girl is just proving him right, because naye akabambeki. She has guys, let's not say that she doesn't have a plan for her life. This girl has a plan for her life, and that plan is to drink it down the drain. It's to groove it down the drain. So, you know, ubaba naye needs to accept ukuthi ayibo ngenze, you know, a horrible choice in picking this girl. So Naya, he should, like Somizi said, he should also protect himself. He should also protect Ama Esetwaka, because wow, this girl is out to get them. And my question in all of this is Zipinganzak in all of this. Because if this was my dad, I think I'd be the female version of Dean. Like, I'm not promoting any violence, guys, but when it comes to my dad, I can't get him. No. It would all come to an end, honey. We've all finessed Langapandle. I can never let another young 20-something-year-old come finesse my daddy. So, come on, guys. Come through, Lee. We cannot condone controlling a person, prevent from seeing family. Wow. We're not condoning that. He picked her. And we have this girl side of the story and not the guy side. I mean, that's what we have to run on. So we cannot presume and assume the guy side of the story. We heard Anon's story and we're gonna advise accordingly. Come through, Lee.
So Shaba guys, now let me just do like a young disclaimer for myself, ne? So like what I'm about to say here, like this is just my opinion here, ne? Yes, sharp. This lady, she is basically teaching like the young girls who know you can actually use your vagina for like manually this and that. Then one high fella, you can go to the next one, to the next one, to the next one. So which is like something that that's very disturbing to me actually, because now the only things she has, nah, like beyond him, okay, these two kids, nah, from probably different fathers also. Just her securing the bag, which is something very distasteful for me personally. And I'm like, Lala, she needs to fucking grow up this child. She needs to actually like get her own working stuff, and then like stop working kind of like stop being a leech. More fathers here who are literally like deeply lonely, who need as like genuine companionship, who are not like working kind and then no guys, like this is very wrong actually. But yeah.
Actually, even today, I don't even want us to even spend so much time on this topic, because it's we are clearly taken for a joke as Mzansi. She knows exactly what she wants to do. She knows exactly where she wants to go with all of this. She was just coming there trying to console herself. She's not a bad person. The explanations are high. She doesn't want to leave because she's afraid everybody is now gonna now acquire and take whatever she built. Got the resources. No, guys, that's just no. Tycho, come through.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Mimi.
Tycho.
You look so great, so beautiful, as always.
Thank you, darling.
I like the ponytail.
Thank you.
Okay, guys. There's few things here. If I got them correctly, they said, "Oh, Anonza, they are in their marriage for 4 years, right?" And if it's 4 years, okay, let's talk about early 20s. Early 20s, it's something from 20 maybe to 23 and 22. 24 is not early 20s, 25 is not early 20s. We are going to late 20s there. So if we are doing the proper calculations, we're going to say 4 years. She sounds like she's 21. 4 years minus E21 yakhe. Sizothola ukuthi how old did she got married? So if we're saying she's 21, it means that she got married on 17. So as a parent, your child is bringing people to your house
or the people are coming to your house to marry a person who is 17 years old, you're gonna ask, how old is the person who is getting to marry who's going to got married my child? And you find out that, oh, the guy who is coming to marry my child is 56 or is 57, somewhere there. But by that time, your child was supposed to be at school because she's 17. So we're gonna also say that, okay, it means that the mother has got an influence to this situation, because if it wasn't the influence of the mother, I don't think she was going to get married. The mother welcomed the groom people or the husband people to come to get married. Okay, it's fine. Anonza is 21. She got a firstborn of 9 years. In 9 years minus 21, when did she got the first child? Probably 12 years and 13 years back then. Where was her mother by that time?
But Taiko, let's not forget, Guti, we have different perspective when it comes to what we consider as early 20s. Some people consider 25, 24 as early 20s. So layer age, we can be a bit tricky on it, because maybe she's probably 24. She's probably 25.
Okay.
And so she didn't mention her age, so we're gonna have a bit of a tricky situation when it comes to calculating all of that. But I understand what you're saying. You can carry on.
Okay, even if we're saying she's it's fine, she's 25 or she's 24. In a period of her first child, where was her mother? Like, what was her mother doing to nurture the parenting in the house, where she saw it right and got to have another one after that? So I think here the mother was also, or the mother is also benefiting from this setup. And according to her, she is taking it as it is. She is in a relationship and she is in a marriage. She is married, but she was like relationship, but she is married. So Umamake, or the mother, is also, I think the family is also benefiting out of this situation, which is very wrong, because now she is aiming to divorce the guy so that she can have the share of what the guy have, and then from there she will make another plan, which is very wrong. So I think from the beginning of the situation, she was supposed to check, or she was supposed to evaluate that, okay, since I'm young and this dude is old, our living lifestyle or our lifestyle is gonna be different, because I'm still young and the dude is more older. She is on her peak now. Like, if we're talking about sexual activities, she is on her peak now. But the guy now is her peak now. Like, if oh, Sabi, don't do that to me, my Sabi. Yeah, so I will end up there.
Guys, when we are talking about the mom, she says she went to her mom with her marital problems, and her mom is agreeing with the guy, and her mom is taking the husband's side. Hence, we are putting the mom in this situation, because Nakona, why, as the mother, you are siding with your child's husband when she tells you it's okay, fine, she's not happy?
Because the mother is benefiting from the husband.
Yeah, like, why are you pushing your child to stay in a situation that could potentially end her life? But anyway,
Guys, but also if umntwana akho strat mate, if you know that umntwana akho strat mate, you might side with the husband, because she could be knowing ukuthi vele lona wasestratini, like, so
yeah, but
when she
that
comes,
doesn't mean ukuthi yekingane ukuthi she as the mother should tell him, it's okay, fine, if umuntu estrade, divorce this man, because she's siding with the guy. Divorce lo muntu lo uhambe uyophila impilo yakhe yasestradini, because it's not beneficial for her to even stay in that marriage to begin with, because umuntu wasestradini. So umuntu wasestradini, you can never tame them. So the mom saying Uguti Ashale, it's actually adding fuel to fire, because Lomuntulo will never change. His possessiveness is gonna carry on. Yeah, but izozikhulele to something else, then this man is gonna wanna think of doing the unspeakable to this girl. So yeah,
But if you remember, at some point, she once emphasized that her mom thinks that she is sleeping with younger people. If you got it right,
all right.
that's
But
what she said.
that's true. Okay, Taiko, let's give our new panelists a chance. Hi, Sabs.
Hi, hello guys, how are you?
We
Is Dean not
good.
supposed to come before me?
But you know he's gonna want you to come before him. Yeah, Mazuddin. So
That sounds wrong. He's gonna want me to come before him. Anyway, I hope you guys are well. I hope everyone is good. Yo, I disagree, Shem. I disagree. This child, okay, let me.
Guys, man, this child get clever, man. This child knows exactly what she's doing. Did you guys, for me, it's not about what she said, but it's how she said it. Did you guys not hear how she said, we married in community or property, and I'm carrying his name, like, I'm carrying his surname, and, like, this child, I'm not gonna let anyone come and take my shirt. Guys, batong, asingwana, so say, this one is not a child. This child knows exactly what she's doing, and she knows exactly what she's got herself into. I'm not gonna dispute or disregard her saying that that the Mkhol is now being possessive and all of that. But if you ask me, I think she's lying, and I'll tell you why. You know, when she called in and they asked her, okay, why do you want to leave? If you want to leave because someone is not treating you well, because that's the first thing you say, Mimi, when a person asks you, because that is right at the top of your head. You understand what I'm saying? So the fact that she said all these things that she said, and then at the end she says, and nini nungikhiphela umese, why does that have to be the last thing that she says? For me, that should be been at the top. But for her, it was the last thing that she mentioned. And and I'm just like, no. So I feel like she's now trying to convince us that she wants to leave because this guy is not a good man. Let me tell you, this lady got herself into this mess, and
hi, Bosebs.
sorry, I'm getting a call.
Hi, Bosebs.
I'm sorry, I was getting a call.
All right.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, so I feel like ungenile ne, and now it's not so fun anymore. Like, it's not, she's just like, yo, benyapi nalo mkhulu lo. And this is why she said, every day, every second, I'm thinking about, am I really sure about this? Because she's just like, is this really going to be my life? Like, when I look at impilo zabanye abantu, ha ke sheba maphelo a batho ba bang, and look at my life, is this really what I've chosen for myself? And I am happy and content with what I've chosen for myself. She just feels, like, means this can be your life, girl. Catch a wake up or do something. At least if you leave him, you're still gonna get half of whatever, and then you can do whatever that you're gonna get from him. And the sad part, it's something she doesn't know, is little bits, you idiots. Sorry, guys. Something she doesn't know is that money is not gonna last. Doesn't she watch I Blew It? The money that you did not work for, it does not last. Like, it's only literally 30 buku. It doesn't last. So I just feel that she's now bored of what she got herself into, and she just wants a way out. And yeah, now she's in a predicament. Of that's all that it is. There is no in she's just now making it up so that she's recruiting us to say, okay, yeah, no, it's a valid reason for you to leave. Uporegile girl, umkhulu mmele ngenyawo.
All right. Thank you, Sabs. Thank you, Sabs. Putty Dean. Come through.
Sanibona baphunga nomageva. If uNkulunkulu ngempela ubengasithandi, he was not going to create women as beautiful as you all are. Ngiyabonga ukuthi we have the ability to wake up and see such beauty as men. God loves us. But I'm not there. Are we going to address the biggest elephant in this room of how much we are failing to build a society that has people that are of purer actions, honesty, and true love? Are we gonna address the situation that we are now currently reaping the benefits? I don't know if it's benefits or not, but we have a poor, disgusting generation of females and males that in my eyes they shouldn't be even allowed to live, because they are quick to manipulate people, they are quick to use, they are quick to outsource whatever that they want from a person regarding and not really paying attention to the bigger picture. Reason why I say this, I have made peace that in this Anonza story there is no male, there is no father. I've already made peace with that. And it's Kumina, it's not even up for discussion or debate. Clearly, by her own descending of words, there is no male connotation or male activist, no male action or any male activity that is happening in her life. Clearly. And I say this, allow me why, the privilege to explain. At 25, if you have a 4-year relationship, that means you were married at 21. And this is the benefit of the doubt. We'll say 25. That means you started dating probably around 18 or 19. So by the time that you are 19, you are already dating someone that was 29 years old, fresh out of varsity. I'm sure she sounds smart. Probably she did not fail at school. So she sounds like a proper thief. She's a good thief, because this is what she's doing right here. And you listen at how she would paraphrase her words, just like how Sab says. It's not what she says, but how she says it. She already has an entitlement of ownership in everything that this man has. And then she's very manipulative, because then she's saying, I helped him do this better. I helped him acquire property. You saying I should buy a house, you did not help me do shit. You told me to use my money to buy a house. You did not contribute to the house. You did not buy it. Even if you bought even I'm just saying, even if you bought a curtain, I transferred money for you to buy that curtain in my house. For the fact that you are so entitled to saying, I hold his surname. I have this man by the balls that I even have his surname. So I'm entitled to every single thing that I believe I should be entitled to, because I even bear his surname. So he can't really get rid of me that easily, you know. And then an innocent person that is a victim of abuse or oppression or being controlled would then make valid points like saying, I'm not safe anymore because this guy would abuse me physically or mentally. He pulled out a knife. Her point would be of her safety and nothing else. But clearly, Gu Anonza, here she just came for the bag. And again, I'm not fighting with anyone when I say the mother is a very, very designed planner of this relationship. No parent in her right mind would allow her child to dive in such a swimming pool clearly we understand that in the depth of this pool, your child is not equipped with the knowledge of being a wife, but you are quick to throw her in a pool where there's a gap at 20 plus years, which is scary on its own. You know, it's scary to a certain level on its own. So I'm just saying, I think we really need to now talk about how we are failing to build proper families, how we are failing as a society to raise up proper people, and how we should do better. Because Anonza is just another Joburg chick. I apologize. That just are there for opportunities and stealing whatever that they can steal from lonely, stupid men that could not humble themselves and get married to their own peers. So I don't really protect the man. I'm just saying he's getting what he dishes cards for.
Exactly what I was
It's
saying.
that simple.
He knew where he found her. He knew that the place la amthola khona ila uthola khona mahasla, and unfortunately for him, or fortunately, I don't know whether it's unfortunate or fortunate, uhlangane nehasla and ziyamxaka manje. He doesn't really know how to handle it. Guys, can you please tap the screen? Tap the screen. If you don't want me to close the comments, please. So, guys, at 11, we are moving to our next segment. We cannot waste any more time on the Sanwanza because nje she's just a hustler of note. Hi, Nowinile, how are you?
Monani, I think Uguti, the mother wanted to get rid of this lady. Ngoba ubonile from the word go gore ke mastrata, ke bana ba strata, ba rata monate. So this guy, Uguti angamkhiphi endlini, he doesn't want her to go outside. Uyabona nje ukuthi she's going to get intanga yakhe. That's it. And the relationship, I'm sure iqale as in like sugar date. Ushuga wami, mekamnika imali and umthengisele uthando. That's how I feel about it. Umthengisele uthando, makasaqedile amshada. 4 years down the marriage, she saw ukuthi the guy doesn't have money like I expected. And now I want to leave. And when I leave, I want to leave with half of his things so that I can go and live the IG life. Thank you.
You know, I was watching a video just a few days ago. They were talking about how social media is influencing Inganzetu and, you know, the expectations of what love is, the expectations of what marriage is. And this is a clear indication, you see, social media has fooled, you know, our young girls into thinking, Uguti, you need to swindle somebody imali in order to live like a good life and whatnot and whatnot. And in most cases, this is what leads them to their untimely death because, like Zanele was saying, Uguti, kudlalwa ngempilo zabantu la. You know, she is literally playing with someone's life. She does not, she wants her half. She does not care whether this man has kids. This does not care whether this man has a 10-year-old that needs a mother figure, you know. So I just honestly, to be quite honest, guys, I actually feel sorry for this man, even though uzenzile, but you know, he was a victim of you know, the kind of women that society is breeding. And masesifika sithi siyakhuluma sithi bafethu yazi lento le you know, how do I put this, ukuthi people need to build themselves, and nakhona kwenziwa kanjani emshadweni, and you should marry for these reasons, nakhona mawushada you should have these intentions. Bazokutshela ukuthi thina we are pygmies and we hail men and we worship the ground men walk on, blah 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 blah. We are called different names, but buka, these are the type of girls that they want to breed. These are the type of girls that they want to put out into society. Ukuthi bakwazi ukumunca boba bethu. No, guys, let's be fair. Let's be fair and let's be honest. If this girl was coming into my family and she was trying to swindle my dad, you know, I would be what would what we would call the Dean effect. I would have that effect because cha angeke uzusuka la usuka khona and you come uphathisa ubaba stress. Yes, uzenzile, that's fine, but now sufuna ukuthatha, you know, what he has worked for, because now it's your sense of entitlement, because bakutshela ukuthi mawungashada make sure ukuthi ushada in community of property, because she threw that word so many times in the things that she was saying. She was throwing it around. But anyway, Dean, you have 2 minutes put down. I have to put in Usus noms before 11:30. Oh.
I just want to go back and actually see how many similar stories are like this, and how often this is in our face, and yet we don't actually pay attention to it. There's this new video of this girl trending. Apparently, the boyfriend bought her a new iPhone, and she says happy 4th year anniversary. She's still wearing a school uniform at that time. So
I saw.
and I was doing the maths fast, and the math was not matching, and this is a very expensive phone. I'm just saying, the car, you can see it's yabo. And then you ask yourself, Guti, at grade 9, Mwano was already sleeping with working men. These are issues that really, as people, we have to call out the nonsense. We have to call people out for the bullshit that they are doing. And that's the only way we can actually solve these things, by calling people out, as creeps as they are, which are preying on young women, and as hoes that they are, which are preying on old men. So we just have to call it out as it is.
True. Thank you, Dean. Sis Noms, our favorite auntie, Sawubona. I was getting worried ukuthi awukho. Uhosta mina. Hayi cha.
Ngikhona Ntombi, kodwa I'm not going to come here ke. Uyaphila Ntombi?
Ngiyaphila, Ntombi njani?
Ngiyaphila nami. Yazi Mimi, there's Mina, I'm all for providers. You don't have to have millions. You just need to be a provider. And I think I feel safer that way. Hence, if you find me one day single, it means I have not met the caliber of men that I feel I should be with. But in all sense of yonke into, fraud esesiyenza la, mina I was once one of them. I think at some point I was from a family that married in community of property. So when people discovered that I did not sign that, it was a thing of, if he leaves you, are you going to survive? Because anyway, you've been there when he had nothing. And then for years, I tried to push that thing. If you don't take me there to sign in Tenjena, you will see flames. Until I met my former supervisor, who said to me, you are more than that, darling. One of the same effort you are putting into wanting those things that he possesses is the same effort you should be putting in your own life. Start dressing nicely, my baby. Start going back and fetching more degrees. My life changed that day. I remember it was Valentine's Day. We were wearing red and white at work. My life changed up until today. In fact, today I no longer negotiate for in community. I always say out of community, because anyway, I don't want to see you providing for me after divorce or when you have died. If you can't love and provide for me now, rather leave it. Because anyway, what if you don't die? Must I wait for that in community of property to come into effect? Because it only comes into effect after you have passed away or after divorce. Imagine if you don't pass away, I must initiate divorce for me to get those things. And because Ingane has not gone to school, Ingane has not been set down by elders, she thinks Uguti everything the man has is paid for. You could be incurring debt, but because you don't know, you are like me back then before I met that lady who's driving a Range Rover, who told me that, baby, you could even be incurring debt. That is how sleepy you are. You are sleepy. You are not seeing the bigger picture. Trust me, this girl needs someone to tell her, yes, her life will change. Like, I mean, most of my family members, some of them even got divorced. Abanye, they got divorced. They left with nothing out of that community property. And I thank God every day that this man did not give me an inch, even a small chance to send him to Home Affairs, because trust me, Mimi, where my life is now, I would be regretting. My love, I would be regretting, because my life is going into a direction, I don't know, like, Lalela, it's in a direction where I'm starting to even see where all my kids will fit. Even if I have kids with somebody else, like they will still fit in my, like me. I don't know how to describe it, but I'm flying. It's like that what is left is for God to just throw millions and say, you are now capable, you are ready, my dear. Because I am so since that day. Since I send her flowers every Valentine's Day, I send her flowers every year. On her birthday, I said that lady changed my life. And let me tell you, she was born in 1987. The only thing that had to happen to her life is her getting an education and working her way up there, and that's when she had wisdom. I'm telling you about someone who was born 1987. She told me something that changed me. Today you will never hear me say corner men into letting them buy you cars that are in your name. Corner men, I will never, because sometimes it ends in tears. Because I've realized that this is some sort of a business that people are running. It's a pity. Naye umama, I blame her. Don't force someone to stay in something that it does not make sense, because sometimes you may collect them emotionally, because this man sounds frustrated, because now he's like, I am losing you, and I'm losing the picture of what I had, the picture of what we could have been as a family. So, nani madoda, yekani ama-fresh potato just because thina sizele. Yekani lento yokufuna abantu aba-fresh. Sometimes they are not good for you. Nathi sikhona, we are kind, but you say nifuna abantu abamise amabele. Ukuma kwebele does not mean anything, because nabo sometimes bayinkinga. I know that we have hurt you ngokunenza ama-step dad, silale nabo biological daddy, sihambe ebumnyameni. I know, but also when you look for a woman, ukuthi she has not given birth does not make her what will qualify her to be a good wife. Just look for kindness, man. I know that sibhizi senza okuningi nathi we betray you, but man, like abanye bafuna amatshitshi anikeza abantu isim 2 kunengi. Focus on the bigger picture, ngoba nani ni breathe heavy kanti anazi lutho. Amatshitshi nithi niyawafuna kanti abhizi asebenzisa usim 2, agqoka ophaqqa begushi, agqoka Louis Vuitton, agqoka Burberry, agqoka yazi, athi ngibayeke lapha yazi.
Hi, Bo. Hi, how is this knows? It's always a pleasure. Hi, Bo. What's up, my teacher? Niggas, usim too. However, ha. Sure. Hi guys, I see Valen in the Baga Anonza. She's a hustler of note. She's a swindler of note. Ubaba yena ushaywe choice yakhe. Bekazifunela spring chicken sakhe, bekazifunela uyabo intake hala kahle clearly. So hi Zimjigele. I don't even need to give in last words to that, because I want us to get into our next segment. Guys, what we're gonna talk about is very trigger warning. We are gonna be talking about there's an unaliving situation that we saw on TikTok that trended yesterday of a gentleman who unalived his girlfriend, and he unalived himself. So I'm gonna put up a green screen of that picture just for a few minutes so everybody can get the wind of what we're gonna talk about. I just wanna hear everybody's thoughts and everybody's opinions about this. And guys, can we please remember that everybody. No, it's just a video of the guy. It's not of the unaliving Leroy. Relax. So, I wanna understand, Ugusi, how do people feel about this whole thing, because it's very sad. So I'm gonna put up his picture that I screenshotted on the video that he posted, and then I'm gonna get into the story of what exactly happened. So, hey guys, it's a very sad thing, and I was talking to my partner. So this is the guy, and this was his last video of that he posted on. It was a live, actually, that people had recorded, and then they posted it on what's this, on social media. So no sad emojis, no using this word, right? No using this word. And yeah, so the backstory of this whole thing is okay, so this gentleman, may his soul rest in peace, and may the soul of his partner rest in peace as well. So this gentleman came into, hold on guys, like my mom.
Okay. I don't really know the story, Lena, guys, now, because I saw the video fella just in passing, but I didn't listen. Oh, yeah, sure, sit back.
Must he rest in peace though? Listen. So he goes to explain on the reasons why he unalived his partner, and he says that it is because he lived together with this woman, and they lived together for a while, and he continuously heard stories of the things that she was doing, right? The things that she was doing behind his back. So nebadula kaofela ko roomong that he was renting, she was unemployed, he was employed. So he says he started hearing stories of how he would leave ayoko mmerekong, and this girl narekisa mmele in their room. So her clients would now come into his room, and they would do whatever they were doing. Please tap the screen, guys. Let's reach 60 or 70K. And he would have conversations with her and napeja and whatnot. And then the last instance was that they went out with his girlfriend. By a Gondaong, and then I'm not exactly quite sure what happened Gondaong, but it happened that they met one of the people that she was sleeping with, and he was a school teacher. Right? He was a school teacher, and they got into an argument. The girl didn't deny. The girl explained everything. Moza are from the beginning of our relationship. I was cheating on you, and I was sleeping with these people from the beginning of our relationship. And this man had told himself he has found a wife. He was doing everything for this girl, even had plans to marry her. Right? So after she had confessed, umuthabile ka thipa in the neck first, and he noticed she was not, unaliving, and I kenya like more holes on her body. I'm trying not to get us banned, guys. And then wamgwaza continuously around her body so that she could completely be unalived. And then wathatha isdumbu sakhe and left it on the doorstep of the teacher. No, it wasn't her neck. And left it on the doorstep of no, it's not Mahonga. Oh, it's a Mahonga from that school. That's the teacher's name. Unfortunately, it's Mahonga as well. But no, one le Mahonga around that area, and he's also a teacher. So that's how the story goes. So I hear a lot of people saying, you know, should his soul rest in peace and whatnot and whatnot. I feel like it was what Zanele was saying, that we do not take into account the type of damage that we do unto other people when, you know, they're from Limpopo, when we do things. Yes, we are always expecting that, okay, no, Ketlomo Fevela in Hakambaga, you know, he will leave me, it's okay. But imagine now creating a space where you and your partner cohabit together into a brothel type of thing. Because he even says that Nekesa mufichelete, but she always had money. She never used to ask me for money, actually. She never used to ask me for money, but she'd always have money. And he was like, now I understand why she always had money. So I wanna hear from you guys that in this instance, who do we really, hence I say I wish that their souls would both rest in peace, because they left this world in a very unsatisfactory manner. It's not a manner that any woman should have to see her child leave this earth. Because there, a mother lost a son, a mother lost a daughter, a daughter lost her father or her mother or whatever. That's if they had kids. What do we now say? What do we now say ukuthi he didn't deserve to feel the way he was feeling? Or I don't know, guys. So what do we now say about this whole thing? Zanele, come through, love.
Okay, if nikhulele lokishini, the criminal being listened to the law. So I'm not trying to relate this matter, because things, though they die, look, shini,
So Zanele, your network is
beautiful way. So what I'm trying to do,
your network is
let me try to
Teka,
move. Can you hear me
yeah.
now?
Yes, I can hear you, love.
Okay. Ngithi mina isigebengu lesikhulu saselokishini, they die in a very painful way. So it's fraud. This thing that we're doing to people, it's fraud. Njengoba sisinomsa eshilo, it is fraud. Guys, let us consider it as bugebeng. Bathi mundu lo hlanganiphile akaphili for a longer period. Abo clever, they don't live long. So I'm not trying to be cold here. What I'm trying to say is that we should be mindful of the things that we're doing to other people. We should be mindful at all times. Be mindful of what you're doing to another person. Do to others as you want it to be done to you. If ufuna kuphila bathi ube slim emhlabeni, for you to live longer, bani slima, then you live long. So I'm not trying to condone the actions of the guy or anything like that. But what I'm saying is that uvuza msebenzi yakho, like you can't mistreat people and expect people to treat you well. Please, like this is something that I'm begging in all of us. Do not mistreat people and expect good treatment from people. Anger it's another devil on it works on its own. People don't know, like anger yemundu, you could have the most nicest person next to you, but once you do them wrong, their anger could turn into something else that you've never seen, something unimaginable. So please, like asloniphaneni bantu, ungabothatha umuntu njengesilima, noma umuntu atikhomba ngathi silima, ngaba if that person is a fool, miyekele nebulima bakhe and move on to those who are smart. So like that one is something that I'm just saying that as human beings, let us, because these things are happening, it's not the first time. like this is week 2, isn't it, after the previous case?
Yeah.
And it's an ongoing thing. And when you look at it, we'll complain gender-based violence. But then now the guy was sacrificing a lot. And the disrespect, you are bringing people to his own place. Like, guys, please, thank you.
And if we look at the backstory of the first story, Ugel was pregnant, and bekafuna ukuthi makujabulilwe, she would want to keep the baby. Masexatshana, she would want to unalive ingane. And it goes back to now the fact ukuthi asicabangelani, guys, as singabantu. Asicabangelani and asibonani, because now we have created a society where we push this narrative yokuthi, okay, fine, the woman is the only prize. Sikhohlwe ngabanye abantwana ukuthi labantu esithandana nabo yingane zabanye abantu. Yingane zabanye abantu, they have feelings, they're not made of steel. And I'm not justifying gender-based, guys. Like, please don't get me wrong. I'm not just justifying gender-based. Nobody deserves to die at the hands of someone else. Kodwa, can we honestly sit here and say, Uti, their actions are not justified? Can we honestly say, I know it's gonna be a tricky one, but can we honestly sit here and say, Uti, Leia anger 5 minutes that he had, and he took yabo, he let his anger get the better of him in that moment? Can we honestly say ukuthi asisiboni isizathu ukuthi ayenze lento ayenzile? Because we have men on this app who always fight ukuthi abafazi, women women unalive ingane zethu without our knowledge. Women do this, women do that. And because now we are considered to be the prize in every aspect of our lives, which is okay. We are soft people, and all of that. Do we now need to forget ukuthi ingane zabantu, how do they feel? What am I doing? I'm trying to open the comments, guys. I once came here and I get the guy unalived the lady. So how did you do my, since they say me, he uzhengile as well. Uzhengile. So do we now sit and say ukuthi, we don't see the reason? And he did say in his video she didn't deserve, because he was upset, he was angry. But now he said that they both need to leave this world because he felt betrayed, he felt used, he felt he was a joke, in their neighborhood, because everybody knew ukuthi ujwalana lo muntu lo, but now everybody now knows what she's doing behind his back. So now, do we still say ukuthi, anger yakhe is not justified? Sis Noms, come through.
Yazi, Mimi, I always say we need to be guarded around always speaking on the after effect. Because in all honesty, Mina, I've always said one day you are going to be the last straw for somebody. You're going to play many women, you are going to play many men, and then one day someone will just go off like a bomb. And you will fall as a soldier. You will be a fallen soldier, because she played a very she played a very dangerous game with a human being, and one action, one confession became the last straw. Because now, when we say this is wrong, people will say, so you mean people must unalive women? We are saying to you, because you might be the one doing it, stop this thing, because we want to hold a man accountable, a man who is going to harm you. When you specifically said I don't want you anymore. I found true love with so and so. Release me. We want to hold that man accountable because you specifically told him that I am not for this anymore. So that we can deal with him as a community. But how do we deal with a man who was duped? A man who was defrauded? How do we deal with that? Because now he is acting out of anger, out of hurt. And even if I would have seen him 2 minutes before and promised him the world and say, I'm different from her, he would have said, that's exactly what she said when Mimi hurt me. I met her right after Mimi. I met her right after Mimi and she said the same thing. How are you any different? I would have said, no, I'm going to bed with my 2 boys that I love with all my heart because also not only that I love them, they are handsome. Take them. He would not have believed me because it's the same statement we use when we enter into people's lives. I am a very good person. I've never cheated on anybody. They believe you. And then you understand. Just like a married man who's going to hone me now and say, I will love you like no any other. And then when I start behaving like I want to be the wife, they say I am wrong. Did you not promise me the world? So now when I go around looking for pink water to tame you, they say I am wrong. Norms, you want what is not yours. But did he not promise me heaven? Did he not promise me that I will be a queen, whereas I'm a commoner? Did he not? He promised me those things. Now I am looking for pink water so that we can fast track. Like I can't even comment on why she was hosting her clients in the same house where I can't even comment because some of you collect these men. Some of you, they buy you cars, you drive to people's apartments and then you sleep there. Some of you do the weirdest of things. A man will buy you a comfortable Mercedes, but you're going to go and park it at a flat where a young man lives. And then we don't say anything because they will say we are weird. They say we don't understand. And also, that's what I'm saying to people. If you meet me the first 5 days, communicate your needs. If your sex drive is very high, let me go because I won't match your energy. If we now speak of her having a very high S drive, kung fu drive, she should have said to him, I'm not managing with your slow pace. Release me so that I find. In fact, I have met a few people who match my energy, who meet my needs. Release me. Than to be using him, and people will never get it. Because also we must stick to the mandate of protecting each other against GBV. But people will never get it because you can't benefit on both ends. It cannot happen like that. And Mina, even today, 2024, I still see women driving comfortable cars, going to get kung fu for men who are catching taxis. And in my own self, I'm like, Jesus, are we continuing with this? We see people who have nothing. They enter double-story houses. They sleep there, and then their husbands come later from work, and we don't say a thing because anyway, what can we say? And people continue. Man, guys, we've rejected a lot of promising suitors, men who had money. It's because we knew we could not have maneuvered around 2 relationships, around 2 institutions, which is my marriage, and then having a side who's an older man who you can't play with people's emotions. People are people. We all have emotions. We can't be doing this. But anyway, continue, guys. We will be here. TikTok is here to update. Continue. We know they will continue. Trust me.
Thank you, Sis Noms. Sis Zanele, can we give Dean a chance to come in and then you will come in after Sando-sam? Dean, come through, bud.
Oh, I'm afraid, but because I am what I am, I will not fear. We've lost one of the good guys, and before you attack me, allow me. We've lost the men that are claimed to not exist by this action. The same guys that are willing to work their ass off to provide. We've lost the men that in spite of rumors, they will always choose a side up until evidence has proven itself concrete. We've lost rational thinkers that will not be persuaded by rumors, but only by the confession of the person that they love. And it's sad that for some reason we want to not glorify that loss, which we should. We've lost I wouldn't say good, I don't know the depth of their own relationships, but listening to that video, there's a part where he says, we just booked a trip out and we were indoors looking at each other's eyes. You understand the level of love that person is, because the things that he atones to are things of me and her were on a connection level. Unfortunately, if you find a master of trickery, they will always trick you to believe you are loved. And this goes out to
Okay, we'll wait for. Is he back? Are you back, Dean? I think his network is a bit bad. I mean, Buffet, so can we just remember all the opinions given here are solely of the individuals that are giving it. So I'm gonna say this. I completely agree with Dean. You sit there and you can tell that it was a relationship that has progressed over the years. You sit there and you look at Ingane Yabantu and you swear down that I love you. I have your best interests at heart. And then you still go back around and turn a place that he is paying for. Awusebenzi. Uyayenzelwa. Right? Uyayenzelwa. He tries his level best to make you happy with the little that he has. He tries his level best with the little that he has to make you happy. And you still turn the place that he pays for into a brothel. You interchange. It's not even one man, It's not even one man. It's men. Men. Different men. This man was told that on different occasions, this woman was bringing men into his home. And he still wanted to Thomas, he wanted to believe it, magayibona, and he did. And he did. And he said, Uguti, I sat her down and we spoke. And this woman told me, Uguti, I've been cheating. Isaqala, I've been cheating. From the beginning. So we need to be mindful of the things that we do and the things that we say to people, because are we still now gonna come back and cry EGBV? I mean, anybody can come for me, guys. My TikTok handle is Mimi Malope. I host lives. If you want to come for me, don't come for me on here. Come for me direct. I'm gonna say this. We cannot say Uguti, this is GBV. Ingane Yabantu was hurt. Ingane Yabantu was betrayed. And we still have people who are saying, Uguti, no, it doesn't justify him killing her. She played God with this man's life. She played God with this man's life. She put this man in a position where he could lose his life as well. What if one of her clients came and wanted to kill this man? She played God with this man's life. Playing with someone's feelings is not a joke. It's not a game. And we are Black people. We are very spiritual beings. We are very spiritual beings. That's why I'm saying, if you want to come for me, my handle is Mimi Malope on TikTok. Don't come for me on my team's thingy. Come for me direct, and I'm gonna say this is not GBV. Soze. I want them to come here and say to me, Uguti, I advocate for men. I do this, I do that. It's pure nonsense. We have become fooled into thinking Uguti men are nothing but scum, which is incorrect. Yet we want to procreate with these people. Men are trash, but we want to procreate with them. We want to take what they have. We want to take what they work for. We have men who hang themselves because ahambisa intombazana esikolweni ithi my graduate intombazana ithi not on my level anymore. When he's a petrol attendant, afaka wena esikolweni. Soze. There's no way we're gonna sit here and portray men as these cold-hearted bastards. We all, in every gender, they are that specific group of people who are just horrible people. It doesn't mean Uguti men don't suffer. It doesn't mean Uguti men don't have it hard. We always cry on this app of how women have it hard, of how women need to bear kids. Go out there as a woman and go and fend for people and have umuntu sit at home and depend on you and come back and tell me ukuthi men don't have it hard. Go out there and tell me ukuthi when they look at you cry, they call you weak. Sikhala kanje thina. Soze, guys. Soze, I'm sorry. There is no way we are gonna come now and say his life or he shouldn't rest in peace. Akalale ngoxola ingane yabantu. Ayilale ngoxola ingane yabantu. He had feelings. It's just very unfortunate that they didn't depart on you know. I still say Uguti, you know, he could have just left her. He could have just, you know, walked away. But we also don't know the depth of what she did. Because the only thing we know is what he told us. But yeah. Hi, Kim.
Wait, Susan.
Oh.
Yeah, look, highlight something here quickly. Now. Like, there's a comment that I loved actually from Mwanateke. He or she said, I really blame this to the society we have created and then and the ridiculous like norms. Like it's all no when I must secure a bag, one has to say and so now we are forgetting that at the very core, guys, we are all human beings with feelings here. If you wouldn't like it done to you, do not do it to others, because my gala now where your bride like you'd be messed up, man. You know, but yeah, let me try to calm down here. Kim, please unmute the assist and speak.
Hi everyone.
Hi.
Finally, we get to hear your voice. How?
Why are you putting me on the spot? Mimi, I'm an ish. Yo, guys, yeah, tough one. What I wanted to say is that I feel like if we could change this narrative of Ndota must, maybe we could win. This thing of women prioritizing money before anything else is killing us. It is killing us as women because this is what we want. We just want money. If a man doesn't have money, if a man can't provide A, B, C, D, E, F, G, then he's not worth it. Why? Can we try to minimize that? I'm a strong believer of a man is a provider, but I understand it the old way, the old school way. Of my father wakes up, goes and works, my mom stays at home and takes care of the kids. Not my father is rich, he must now buy me a Range Rover, provide all the luxuries, all the, material things. If we can go back to that old school way, maybe this GBV, the real GBV, will minimize.
Like how you said, the real GBV.
Yeah, because truly it's not the real GBV. Like, honestly, it isn't. There are women out there who are being killed and who are innocent and never did anything wrong. That's GBV. This one isn't. I lost a very close friend of mine to real GBVs. That's why I'm like, I understand what GBV is. This one isn't. And it would hook. It would hook. It's so painful. I watched his video. The way he was speaking, the hurt is in his voice. You don't need to see his face. You just hear it in his voice. Can we stop running after money as women? It's killing us. Every day, it is killing us. Tlogelang tšhelete. Guys, tšhelete ha e busetse. Tšhelete ha e busetse. We can all make it. We can all make money. It doesn't have to be men alone. We can all make money. No, this needs to stop. That's just my 2 cents.
We were having a conversation on my platform a few days ago, and there was a lady who said, if you and she had to get into a relationship, and God forbid her man loses his job, and she has to take up the role of becoming the provider in the house. She wouldn't want to be told what to do. She wouldn't want to be, she wouldn't want to respect him the way she respected him when he had money. And I came in and I said that my respect for my man would not change because of his financial status or his financial stance. Even if I was the one to hold the ropes in the relationship financially, and even if I was the one that was bringing in the money, my respect for the man that I live with will not change. The reason why we try not to put money as a foundation or as a fundamental thing in our relationship, because money iyaxabanisa. Imali iyaxabanisa, guys. Imali is the root of all evil. Do you understand? And she was like to me that probably I don't love myself enough. And I'm like, I will not love money more than I love myself. Because if the person that I'm with, if my respect now goes to the fact that he has money, if that money runs out, I'm gonna run along with that money. And that's how we create broken people. That's how we create broken men. That's why men come on this app every day and they bleed because of how they were treated when they didn't have money. My mom always told me to date a man that gives you money, not a man that has money. Meaning to date a man that tries for you. Love a man that tries for you, not a man that already has something. Because that man potentially has somebody that, he was trying for. We sit here and we put money in the forefront of everything because we feel that men are providers, that now they need to break their backs. That we need to tell them, if ever you can't give me 100K as an allowance, you're not man enough. Guys, I'm telling you now. And like I said, come for me. My handle is me Malope. I am telling you now, I would legit run a hot one across one's face if they had to say something like that to me, because we are creating a society of bitter and broken men because of how we treat them when they don't have money. And we also can't go back and saying there are no men who find these women who are good women, who build with them, who support them and uplift them, and then when they get to the point of where they are, they leave these women for their types. Mina, I am gonna call out nonsense for what it is, And I know ukuthi there's somebody in the comments who wants to say to me, ukuthi, but then Mimi, you are defending men. Mimi, you are siding. Today, it's about holding women accountable of creating broken men because of how we treat them when they do not have money, or when they do not have the type of money that society deems okay. Can I tell you guys something? There is no man that works a 9 to 5 job that will take you on vacation every week. Thandana ne criminal wena. Thandana ne criminally, and you will fly to Dubai, you will fly to wherever. Every week you will have your Gucci. They will pop 100K. Date a 9 to 5 men, and you will understand ukuthi men work hard la ngaphandle. Date men who have started something from the ground up, and you will appreciate how hard they work. Like I said, my handle is maybe Malope if you want to come for me. Don't come for me here. Dean, do you want to go first, or should we give it to the gentleman up, or do you want to finish your submission, Buddha?
Let's allow the gentleman up, Mandlovu ngaphezulu, and then I'll close. It's fine.
All right. Ngwanata will come through. I think you are a gentleman.
Yeah, sanibona ninjani?
Hi, unjani?
I hope all right. No man. I think I will enjoy my life. Yeah. No, yabona i-issue yale video le kahle kahle le situation. I think as South Africans we need to sit down and understand the pressure even society esiyicreatile as South Africans, because le nto iqala from ebantwaneni. Iqala from ebantwaneni, how we no longer have role models emalokishini, you understand? Because abantwana, they are looking up to people othi makaphethe ibhodlela lebhiya ambheka andlula lana agqokele ngale ndlela agqoke ngayo. Umntwana already is looking up to this thing. Sekabheke leya nto leya ngokuthi yiyo indlela yokukhula le. Shuthi uma ngimdala kumele ngiphethe ugwayi oyikhohli, kumele ngibheme ikhohli, kumele ngiphuze utshwala obufana nalokho. They understand that the norms that we are creating as people ama-results wayo yonke le nto le situation kwabanye abantu kuzoba ngathi mhlambe nginapha or kanje. I still believe ukuthi this thing needed to happen so that sizokwazi ukuhlala phansi and just look ukuthi siyenze izinto zaba-toxic kanjani for both of which is women and men, because we are as men nenye pressure enzima kabuhlungu ngale ndlela leyo ukuthi you guys don't even notice i-pressure esinayo, because senasilebula lo ma ngena-nix akana-nix, and nawe most out ungena-nix, like you even blame yourself, you understand? Ngigcine sengiyenza izinto ngale ndlela engamasamelanga ngiziyenza, because abo-charity don't even know ukuthi ezisobe eziya-end ngaphuzi ngabhemi ngayenzi nix. Omunye umuntu nokuthatha iy'nsimbi lezi zase-scrapyard, iye-scrapyard just to make sure ukuthi uyothola le nto. Like ziningi izinto abangazazi, bahleli kule comfortability abakuyo, don't want him to know ukuthi kahle kahle le mali ize kanjani, you understand? Because angisho ukuthi ku-relationship imali angeke ihlale ngayo. Yes, we need to pay. Mina nawe uma ngabe bathi sinakuhlalisane phansi siyaqala manje we are building a relationship, even the financially we have to do so. Singathi siyazakha thina, but even financially akukhona ukuthi sihlale and sihlalisane phansi nangale qiniso lokuthi baby mina ngumuntu oso kahle kahle nambe so kahle. Kumele umazi umuntu wakho ukuthi umuntu wamthanda imali. Kumele umazi umuntu wami, like you have to ukuthi umazi ngale ukuthi like wonke ama-secret. Uyabona khona lo mngani lo owaziyo ukuthi ukhona ukumtshela yonke into leyo, kumele khona ukuthi ukhona ukuyifaka emntwini wakho, and it's not easy to do that, because most of the time even abesifazane abafuni, because it's like thina we our emotions are not considered most of the time. Our emotions are not considered, and the more we out ozamayo ukuthi waveza ama-emotion, hayi lo too emotional man, hayi lo mba, hayi Thoma ngeke ngimkhone lona, hayi Thoma mina ngifuna indoda and le ndoda lo ifunayo othi mina ngeke ungikhone, already that guy is toxic, because because naye ufana mhlawumbe ungasho ufana nami because naye ukuze ubone ngathi yena uyilento yawo right kufuneka debold because of khona lezi zinto akhule ngazo uthole ukuthi ukhula hlupheka nako sikayitholile i-chance yokuthi yes senginemali u-understanda loyo muntu loyo ukuthi ukhula hlupheka ukhule namantombazane amtshela buya useless ngakhona immediately loyo muntu loyo masekakhula manje seka-right sekasebenza the first thing ayoyenza ukuyodlala ngamantombazane ayikho enye into azoyenza uyodlala ngamantombazane because automatically ufuna ukubhadalela yonke lento beyenzeka impilo yakhe isandleni ukuthi mina bengingathandwa amantombazane bengingayenzi into nako sengiphephe le nto abayifunayo lamantombazane sengiphephe bese kufike intombazane izitshela ukuthi mhlambe izoba straight naleyo out kanjani angeke ube straight naleyo out because leyo out leyo already nayo isafuna ukudila ngale nto le abuya kuyo so le nto le is very complex. It's very complex ngenye indlela and it needs ukuthi abantu besifazane besifela ukuthi bayekele because it's like nisabe accountability. Nisabe accountability. And when nisabe accountability nakhona you want to be comfortable yet you don't want to take accountability. Kanjani ayenzeki lento le. Ayenzeki lento le. And bona mabathi bazobe most yabo bathi sebasaba ukubhilda manje they want a man with standards sebasaba ukubhilda the very same men that we want with standards already sekaphethe le mali ayiphethe don't you think ukuthi they are out because okay mina angazi mhlawumbe azocabana namama out manje mawuyi-out ile nto benisokhuluma ngayo ukuthi yes ukhule uhlupheka ukhule ulento le yabo chair mabathi bayabheka bakubona uyinto yakena ukuthi mawusowuqala uthi uba nemali uba right uya-understanda leyo part ozobe uhamba ngayo ayikho intombazane emele izitshele ukuthi wena iqiniso lapho ayikho because already uhamba ngenye line yakho unale nto le i-ego yakho inale nto le ukuthi laba ngifuna ukuba Jesus laba ngifuna ukuba Jesus laba ngifuna ukuba Jesus and already awukhoni akusikhoni as a society ukuthi siblame i-out efana naleyo because ucreate ile society loyo muntu loyo ucreate loyo muntu loyo so simblame kanjani ekubeni because azange athole i-chance yokuthi akhule ngale ndlela le azi ukuthi amantombazane azi nawo ukuthi no mfowethu mina ngiyakuthanda ngakho konke but azizame ukuthi uya-understand because izinto eziqale kanjani I think i-society ingabe right but njengoba sesinalama-standards wethu hayi angimfuni mina i-cherry enomntwana hayi mina ngifune out engenamali hayi mina ngifuni hayi mina ngifuna already i-life yasitshengisa ukuthi asikho perfect so already le nto ifunayo inama-standards enani angeke uyithole so yeah ngizovala lapho yeah.
Siyabonga bhuti wami, and that's actually very true. Very, very true. Thina as abafazi siyayisabi accountability, guys. That's why I work overtime. Ukuthi yazini ngiyabathanda abosisi bami and I want the best lives for them. But guys, the best life for yourself is when we don't make money the fundamental role in our relationships. Usis Noms athi mina ngithi drizzle by Faith to ask us to pay for those dates and full tanks of petrol. Yazin, guys, I was talking to Ubaba yesterday and we were having a conversation about this particular thing and he was like, yes, it's under some Leo anger, that 5-minute anger is something that is very real. And he began to tell me he once got to a point where he was really angry. He was really upset and he thought of doing something and whatnot. And he was like, Leia anger is not the best. Umuntu, like the person you love, hurting you and cheating on you and doing all these things. You know? It's I will never be an advocate for wanting the easy way out in life. I will never be an advocate for telling girls Uguti, you don't need to work hard in order to obtain the lifestyle that you want, the comfort. I will never be an advocate for that. Ask me why. This is it. we want the easy way out. We want the soft life by playing ngeingane zabantu. We want to obtain a lifestyle ekude kunathi by hurting ingane zabantu. Uyabona ukuthi umuntu othandana naye, he works a 9 to 5 job. Uyabona ukuthi umuntu othandana naye is living a life where he needs to budget. Kune rent, kunemoto, kunokudla endlini, and then there's you. For the fact that that man even still puts you in his budget and still says, ukuthi Sithando Sam, I want to take care of you. And still says, Sithando Sam, I prioritize you as well. It's just that I cannot take you on these vacations every month. It's just that we need to plan and we need to save for these things. The only thing I think we lack as women is the patience. And I still understand as to why some women don't want to be Abu Bob the Builder anymore, because we also have men who take advantage of women like that, who let these women build with them and motivate them and you know encourage them into doing greater things. And then this person ahamba yojola need nama type wakhe, the type of woman that wouldn't even have looked at him if he didn't have money. Yet I looked at you. So we need to hold both sides accountable. But what this man went through is the most disheartening and the most heartbreaking thing that anybody could go through. Mimi, that is my type of guy. I'm telling you, guys, Mina, hey, I once dated a guy who had money. Ready-made guy, begane mali, bekahlala eMpumalanga. And this guy would request for me la ngihlala khona to eMpumalanga every time he needed to see me. Every time bekafuna ukungibona, he would just talk. Futhi it was like an every weekend thing ukuthi uyangifonela athi babes ngicela ukukubona, ngicela ukuthi request or mina ngizokurequestela and then you're gonna come. Imagine requesting a ride from Johannesburg CBD to Mpumalanga every time. And on top of that, he would give the guy a tip, ukuthi bamba ke, you know, Bambi said, then you're going back and whatnot. And he always paid, hi Odie, he always paid his things in cash. And you know what, Upudi, hardworking, Upudi, do you understand? But we must meet up, you're close to me. But my spirit was never with aligning with some of the things that he would do or some of the things that he would say. Do you understand? In his house, as sometimes being a spiritual person has its perks, but it has its perks. He left me in the house with Hamba Groover because I'm not a very big party person. Yabo. Left me in the house, and funny enough, coitus was not something that begai like mina, of which that was another thing that was like why wangishia kwakhe wahamba wayogroova. Hayibo undlovukazi uyephi manje, wahamba wayogroova. Maka ngishiye kanjalo endlini, there are like ngangisindwa, I wasn't okay, uyabo. And he would leave me with like huge amounts of money. You know, he would leave me with huge amounts of money. And then, you know, when you feel Uguti, there's a presence in this house, there's something that's not meant to, you know, to be here. I tell you, Uguti, there was this bedroom at the, like, his house was big, his house was beautiful. There was a bedroom at the far end of the house. That house was well lit. Got to that bedroom, it wasn't even like dark because bekungena light. The presence in there was very dark. Very, very dark. And I am thankful because now I went through something like that when I already understood my spirituality. Once a body part of mine bopana, something is wrong. Something is definitely wrong. I was about to open that door, he called. I'm like, what? He's like, "Ngicela ukuthi ungawuvuli loyo mnyango, because if you do, I'm gonna lose you." I'm like, you lost me already. I'm out of here. I am done. We hear stories of how girls are used for rituals. We hear stories of how girls are taken and never brought back. We hear stories of how girls, are killed and put into fridges and whatnot and whatnot. And still, sisagijimisa imali. We get women like Mrs. White. She must come for me. My handle is Malope. You are not good role models for our kids. She says Ugutiana she will never date a man who doesn't do this. She says Ugutiana she will never date a man who doesn't that. And she went on. I didn't, Mtasi. I left. She says Uguti Yena, she wants a man who's gonna do this, buy her open doors for her Rolls Royce. Opening doors is a standard what do you call it, is a standard that you need to know. A guy needs to be a gentleman enough and do this and do that. But I will never put in pressure on someone else's child that I can't upkeep for myself. And then when I attempt to upkeep it, it means me sleeping with half of Johannesburg in order to upkeep the lifestyle that I want, because I'm fungi sebenz, I'm fungi eskolweni. I don't want to do the hard work that is necessary to acquire the lifestyle that I want. I will never in my life tell my daughter, you need to marry rich in order to be rich. No. Yes, we want men who are providers. Yes, we want men who are going to protect us, who are going to take care of us, who are going to treat us like the marshmallows we are, mina no sis norms. But I will never put Inganya Bantu under pressure for him to give me a life that even my own dad couldn't give me. There's no way. And I stand on business when I say, all of your sprinkle honeys can come for me on my actual account, because you guys are creating a society of nonsense, of wanting people to break their backs for you. No way. Dean, come through, Butam.
There's no other best movement like the drizzle movement. And again, I hear people saying men must. This guy was.
Everything.
This guy was providing.
Yes, he was a protector.
This guy was doing the everything that females are requiring men to do. And still he was not good enough. So I think even us holding some females accountable will never turn them from the ways of their own wickedness. It is only up until someone sees how evil they are. You listen to some people on these platforms. I was watching another one. A guy gave her like a money gun or something, and this girl was like, "A grown ass man, you're gonna give me a money gun and you are happy, you satisfied with that?" And I was like, what did I miss? What did I not get that this guy did wrong? And this girl was like, as a grown ass man, you're gonna give me one money gun and you think that's sufficient? To what? What is your worth that for some reason a man should break himself just to appease some of these women? And when you look at these people that adore themselves worth of something, they hold no value to anything. They worth in reality is the opposite of what they. But Dululu, they are delusional in believing that they. I don't know if they think they are. Their downstairs is made out of pure crystals or gold. I don't know the value, how they value themselves, but it's enough now. I truly, hence I always say I wish more men were on these platforms so we could hear not just the hurt we have done to females, but some of the results of us not manning up to situations that we need to man up as men. Because it is daughters that lack fathers to discipline them, put them in the right street as a father. It is men that have failed to give attention to their kids that create societies like this. And unfortunately, the guy that unalived himself, you can see that he does not, the role of a father is not there, because instead of him running to his God, his father on earth, he's not around. So he will either talk to a friend I would assume that he was talking to. Um, and guys, I don't know, but I hope that we see the signs. We read hence I was saying, what kind of mental stage you have to be to plan out and say it multiple times that no, I'm gonna unalive myself. I don't know how, but I know the end result is me being unalived. What kind of level of hurt do you have to be mentally to actually understand that truth and make it so vividly true to you? I blame his friend at that time. Jack, I mean, I rather you hate me, you are in prison, but you are alive. I rather you hate me. Immediately when you do that, I remember I had a friend come through to my place, and he did something which we're just hosting, and he had his girlfriend there, but he was caught kissing another girl outside, and the girlfriend reacted. During the night, the guy locked himself in one of my bathrooms and was cutting himself. And it was a big guy. And when you look at it, he was cutting himself on the fact that he's messed up so many relationships that he was actually respected and loved, and he doesn't really know what. But let's leave him. But that's what he was doing. For me, stopping him, it was a matter of saying, I don't have the power to stop you now, but I'll choke you and you'll pass out. And when you pass out, then I'll take you to the hospital. So I think we should learn how to see the signs. And again, I'm saying, Kumina, I'd rather, my friend, you hate me in prison alive rather than me mourning your death over a woman that could not appreciate you as a man and the work that you do as a man. It's sad that the society we live in is giving us these kind of results. And I just hope, guys, the only way to fix this society is us cutting this cord right now. It's us saying, this is nonsense. If I see a grown-ass man preying on kids, I will have to speak up on it. If I see, it's my system.
So sorry. Ngiyabuyane, please handle the thingy, the people on the platform. Ngiyabuya.
No problem. So I'm just saying, the drizzle movement, Kumina, it's an awareness for men, saying, you know what, we've been held to a certain standard, and if we don't meet it, we've been called all these wish and these painful names. But now we understand our words, right? I'm not saying that a woman should take care of a man. I'm just saying, if you want a certain line of lifestyle, you better show that you are able to give it to yourself. It's when a girl says, "Kupong rekela champagne and una brutal itafleni high." You can't buy it for yourself, and yet you want it from me. It's those reasons that we actually find ourselves living under pressure just of no reason. If when yourself, I'm walking in and you can't buy yourself champagne, but you're gonna belittle me for not buying you champagne, and you're gonna call me broke, but you yourself can't buy that very same bottle of champagne. You are drinking Brutalia 30 randa, and you want me to buy you a 1.7, 1.9 bottle of champagne.
I
But
like
yet,
my brutal Dean. How?
I'm not fighting.
I
Our
like my
preferences
brutal.
are not the same. I'm just saying, brutal is like oros, man. That thing doesn't do nothing to the body. It it is just liquid that is dyed pink, man. I don't know who gets drunk out of brutal, but I'm
Me
just
and the madam. You know which madam I'm talking about. Me and the madam get
oh
drunk off of
I'm a,
brutal.
I'm a, I'm about to buy shares in brutal just to have a supply. but we're not there. We're here. You know, I'm just saying, guys. As men, I truly believe we need to be aware of people that deserve our sweat, that deserve our hardship work, that deserve us. Say, you know, Mvetu, waking up in the morning and suffering for someone that you love. You don't care about that. You are embraced in that. So let's love right.
Okay, let's give
Simple.
the ladies a chance. Ndlovukazi keeps going off, and I want to hear what she has to say. Guys, Ndlovukazi is my girl, ne? Please say hi to her. Ndlovukazi keeps dropping. Lola, I don't know why you're not on the platform, babes, because we always have conversations like this on my platform. So come on, girls. Lelo, hi, Sandusam.
Hi guys, how you guys doing?
Hi, darling.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. No, I was listening to Uputi. I had so many questions, but I've forgotten half of them.
Hold on. Before you carry on, Sandusam, I just want to put up the green screen so the new ones know what we are talking about, but you can carry on talking.
I just want a definition. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
I just want like a clear definition of like the drizzle movement. Like I'm trying to understand it and how it works and exactly kuthiwa yini kahle kahle nge-drizzle movement before I carry on.
I think it's actually the sprinkle, guys. Sis non.
So actually, it's a movement that men are doing right now in retaliation to the 4B
okay.
movement. The 4B movement is the Korean movement that women are doing where they so the 4Bs stand for like sex, marriage, heteronormative relationships in Korean. And so women are trying to avoid that. So the men came up with their own 5G or 4G movement in retaliation. And the drizzle is also a retaliation on the, I don't know if you know that content creator who does drizzle, sprinkle. So the men are now calling it drizzle. So that's what's happening.
Okay. No, I just wanted to understand. But guys, like, yo, this is heavy. I'm just now thinking about everything that Uputi said. I don't know what his name is. The problem is that he's saying, okay, he just said now that men need to recognize the woman that deserves their blood and like their sweat and their hard work and all the beautiful things, right? But the thing is, the woman that deserves all of this are not your type, unfortunately. These are the things that you guys are saying. They are not your type. They don't look the way you want them to look. The women that would appreciate all of that stuff they don't look the way you want them to look. So you ignore them. And like you go after the girls that are gonna tell you that how you're gonna, talk to me and not buy me champagne or whatever the hell it is that you guys are complaining about. Those are the girls you are going after, and then you wanna complain and say, woman banjanjani. Whatever, how you're going to demand a lifestyle that you can't even provide for yourself. Because the woman that can provide that lifestyle for themselves, you're not even looking at them. You're not even looking in their direction. Because she doesn't have a 30-inch double-drawn wig or whatever. Because she doesn't have a big bum. She doesn't have fair skin. Or she's not in the circles that you're currently in. Unfortunately, women who are doing well for themselves are not moving in those circles. You guys are moving in circles where women are going to clubs, they're going to events, they're doing all that stuff. Women who are serious about their lives and building their lives are not moving in those circles. They are not in proximity to you. They are not. And hence why I always say, hate me for saying this, but I say, look, there's nothing wrong with wanting a man to be doing better than you in life. Right? As long as you're content with what you have, there's nothing wrong with wanting better. Like, if you're going to come into my life, you need to come and, we need to come together and build something better. Or you need to come ngomunye umbono and say, asenze kanje. Be better than me. You have to be better than me as a man. I'm sorry. It might not even financially sometimes. Even if when it comes to the way you think, think, or the experience that you've had, and whatever it is, maybe the path I want to take, you can come and say, good, we cannot take that path. I've been on that path because of 1, 2, 3. We can't do that. You know what I mean? And you show me, Guti, I need you to be my man. You know what I mean? I need you to be better than me. That will never change. Like, that's never gonna change, Guti. How are you going to lead me? How are you going to lead me if you cannot come ngale energy leyo? Like, you have to come with that energy. You need to lead me. And I must say that it won't always be financial, yes, but look, when it's financial, it helps. I'm not gonna lie, it really does help. It makes the situation better. But if you are a man who has a good head on his shoulders and is very comfortable within his manhood, and money won't be a problem. But then again, guys, we need to have a look at where all of this anger and all of this hate for men comes from. Like I like what Uputi said earlier on. He spoke about he said something about men that weren't there for their daughters and men that are not there for their kids. I like that he acknowledged that. And you know what, Miss Sprinkle, that lady, she's speaking on behalf of a wounded feminine. She's wounded. You don't just become that way. No one just becomes that way, because there are women out here, and I'll speak for myself as well, who have built a man, who have bought underwear for a man, who bought roll-on and deodorant for a man, and did all types of things for a man, trying to build this man so that he can be the man that you want him to be. Malatwala, just a little bit of money, just a little, not even like big money, a little bit of money. You're no longer the type, honey. You're no longer the type. So it's the wounded female, it's the wounded feminine, I mean to say, that comes from that Uguti. You need to show me what you bring to the table, and these are my demands. Da, 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 da. As I know it sounds unfair, to be demanding imali engara when else I can't afford this. It's so that it's just for my own safety, because I've been burnt before. You know what I mean?
All right.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, guys. Let's since we've got like a lot of people now who want to come in and give their opinion, guys, please do not mind my screen being upside down. Yeah, charger, because mang and shia like it's your charge phone, and people are gonna start crying because people like the conversation. So, okay. I like the direction that this conversation is taking. And for once, I like that there are men on our platform. Sisters, there are men on our platform namhlanje. So I'm gonna give Usis Noms a chance to come in. Sis Noms, you have 2 minutes, and then we're gonna give Casey. Is that how we pronounce your name, my love? I don't wanna butcher anyone's name, guys. So I think it's Usis Casey. So Sis Noms, please come through. 2 minutes, Sis Noms, just to answer Ulelo. And guys, please keep tapping the screen. Let's reach 90K, guys, before 1 o'clock, or 20 past 1.
Thanks for the warning, baby. I'll stick to the timelines. Kodwa ke, I don't even want men to respond to this, because it will seem like someone is going to be defending themselves. But Lelo, what we are fighting is that the reason I'm sponsoring it, drizzle, I'm even printing t-shirts for them, but you go and drizzle them, is because what we are saying, my darling, when that man comes to you as the wrong type that you are, please allow him the freedom to walk. Be honest enough to say, I am scamming you. As for a man who always goes for e-type ekungeyona yakhe, it's what you prefer. And in me preferring you as the type that is not mine does not give you the right to scam me. We are saying stop opening unofficial businesses. Vagina. That is what we are saying. Stop opening businesses, because even in the Bible, it was even business vagina. You can't tax it. Because when you have opened a business without the knowledge of the other person, he's a client. Yeah, he thinks he's your person. I'm sorry that you had to build a man who did not have good intentions. But what we are saying is, you are scamming somebody. So a preference, like me, I don't do slim men. So if my preference is a man who's a bit chubby, who loves to wear white t-shirts, is it wrong? But it's my preference. Yeah, now what he does is to tell me, ukuthi actually, while you are planning a life with me, I'm planning my next victim. I'm scamming you, baby. Make it known, like the men that I respect, the ones about friends with benefits, I respect them for putting up their stance ebaleni. That's what we are saying.
Can you be realistic, mama? Akunandoda ezokutshela ukuthi kahle kahle awena awusi type yami. Mangithola imali ngizothola omunye umfazi.
Okay, ladies.
You're correct.
Ladies,
Like
hold
men
on,
are not honest.
hold on, guys. Okay,
They will never tell you the truth.
Okay, guys, let's not make it a back and forth, my beautiful ladies. Sis Norms, your 2 minutes is up. Sis Fam, so we're gonna give no. K, we're gonna give Sis K a chance. Cooper, please mute your mic for the time being. K, please come through.
Okay. Yeah, so I just stumbled upon this live and I thought the conversation was really interesting.
Welcome.
So yeah, keep it up. When I arrived, Dean was talking, I think. Yeah, Dean was the one talking. I think Dean and Lelo, they both made some very interesting points because I think their points really mirror each other and like what's actually going on in the society of men and women. Because Lelo did mention how men go for a specific type, especially with social media. It's really influencing. Men will talk about how social media is influencing a lot of women in terms of having a certain mindset, like a sprinkle mindset. But the men are also being influenced because it's giving them this false narrative or this false impression that they have so many options because even us as women, I don't think we realize when we do this, like when you're posting on Instagram, for example, you're showing your accessibility. If you post a video of yourself twerking, you're showing your accessibility. So these men really do think like they have access to all these different kinds of women. You could just be posting minding your business, but men are out here like literally even looking online. And so I think it's giving men a false impression of what they have access to. And I also like how Lelo mentioned that, there are women in certain social groups that, you get the slay queens, but you also get women who are like hardworking and they don't do things they don't date for money, they date for love. But I think that, women are also coming from a very wounded place. And I just wish that as men and women, I do think men need to do more of the work. I don't think women are perfect, but misogyny does play a role in how dating even affects us as women. It's a system that has affected us negatively, but it also affects men in a negative way. So I think men really do need to do a lot of the hard work to unpack a lot of the misogyny they've learned, because it's really stifling them in relationships, not just romantic relationships, but even with their families or, friends. I think that, men have a long way to go and I don't envy you guys, but that's all I have to say.
Thank you so much, Kay. Thank you so much. Welcome, Kay, to the family. We are always here from 10:20 every day, and we have these type of conversations, but I will get back to that later on. Mr. Cooper, hi. Cooper, you are muted if you are speaking. Okay. Dean, ngisacela ukupha usisi lo ngaphezulu ithuba kancane butwami, and then you're gonna come back when you are part of the family. Ngiyacela butwami, let's give sis Lola a chance. Oh no, Dean first. Okay, Dean, go first. Ngena but.
Ndlovukazi, siyabonga. I have a lot of problems. I don't know, my My thing is not thinking right now. You know, I have no issue with the last speaker, apart from a few things, and the previous speaker, apart from a few things. You know what? We have an example on the table right now that shows a depiction of a man doing what a man is required to do. Guys, let's not be ignorant about this. And still, a man doing what a man was required to do, which is provide. And providing, guys, it's not something new with men. We've been providing for our families. We've been providing for our sisters. From a young age, we've been on a mental idea of providing. We do not mind providing. To who, then the question then will differ. To who are we providing? It's easier to provide for a woman that makes you feel worthy of being a provider. And if that feeling is not there, you're going to be complaining every time you have to take out cash. You know, you're going to be complaining every time you have to do things for that person. I do not believe there's a setup where we might not find good women. That's my first ideology. I'm saying about 25% of my bowlers in the club, they're female bowlers. Or when I say female, I mean they're driving their best cars, living their best lives, owning their own houses, and hustling on themselves, for themselves. I'm not talking provided by a man. I'm talking about they fall under the lonely, successful female group that we currently have in South Africa. And if you're a smart man, you can meet smart women in such places. You can meet the most devils we find are in churches with the most ruthless hearts. There is no position and location to meet a good person. You can meet a good person anywhere. I don't want us to say we are looking in the wrong places. There's no wrong and right places to look. We've seen beautiful marriages succeed to be amazing legacies that started in clubs. And we've seen divorce rates in churches and places of faith skyrocket like nobody's business. There is no such thing as a location for good people. Let's get that out of the way first. Number two, this is what I'm saying. Venting a person is everything that is required in building a relationship. You dating someone that you have not vented, you find yourself in situations where you are now finding things that you are not prepared to find from a person. We have to not run away from the truth that there are evildoers in this world, and they will do the most evil deeds to the most kindest people, because that's unfortunately how the world has been set up, to use the weakest person or the kindest person to get what you want. And females are good at that. Females, we know that for a fact. Women will manipulate and use whatever that they seem weak to you to use, and they will get whatever they want. Guys, I'm not saying females are bad and men are good. I'm just saying there is no man that will approach a girl and saying, hey, you know what? I just want to smash. That's it. No. In a couple of years ago, we'll never find such things. But you now will find men that will approach a proper woman and saying, I'll give you 5,000 in the morning, let's go. And 9 out of 10, that woman will stand up and they will go. Because that's the environment in clubs. That's the pretending of people hiding themselves in churches. That's the people that are currently hiding themselves as good people. The evilness that they do in the darkness, they will not tell us, but it's happening and we know about it. So let us not be naive and then say men should do the work. And no, people as a society should do the work of being good to other people. I rest my case. And again, by the way, I'm the bad one in the family. I don't mind.
Okay,
Mess with one of my own. They will tell you. Mess with my own. I don't mind. We send emails. We do preparations. We do everything. I don't have a problem with that. I'm just saying, let us not say one gender is better than the other. There is none. There's evil and good people. That's the war right now.
Trust.
Evil and good.
Cooper, please come through. My darling, you are muted if you cannot speak. Let me try and unmute your mic. There we go.
Hey.
Hi.
I hope you guys can hear me. Yeah.
We can hear you.
You know, I'm hearing all these points of views. However, I feel like we're think the biggest point, and in that being the biggest point, why there are so many conflicts in between the men and women is because now more than in fact it's the first time in human history where women are having so much money and so much more independence of a man, right? Now we must, as a society, we must also say, we must come to terms to say "Ke eng e rena sentse re change in order to have a peaceful society." Because remember, in every epoch when things are changing excuse me, when things are changing, there will be a ruffling of feathers. Now, this is the ruffling. So we must endure. What is it that we're going to do? This is we.
How? Cooper, I think your network is not networking, my darling. So, okay, you'll come back. Let us give our beautiful Lola a chance to come in, and then you. No, his network is not the best at the moment, so let's give Lola a chance, and then he will come back. Hi, Leroy's Wi-Fi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for asking. I have a meeting. Go away. I have a meeting to attend to, so I'm just going to be very quick and short. I hope we're still talking about that guy that brutally unalived a girlfriend. Guysini, is it safe to say that we are supposed to love ourselves before we love somebody else? Because now you can't give what you don't have. And this guy was basically brutal because he went all out and gave what he doesn't have, which angered him and made him do what he did. So now, is there someone speaking?
No.
Oh, so now, to be fair, I read this morning that there's 65% of guys that are raising kids that do not belong to them.
It's wild. I saw that as well. Guys.
Yes. So you can imagine if besihamba sonke sibulalana, if that's the case, ukuthi I find that I'm raising a child that doesn't belong to me, I unalive you. So this guy really acted out of character, and he knows by law that he would be arrested. We cannot justify whatever that he did. It is wrong, period. Whether it's coming from a good place or a bad place, unaliving someone is wrong. It means that you don't love yourself enough. You love somebody else more than you love yourself, because there's so many people that walked out of toxic relationships. And it comes back to saying, I built you, I did this for you, because you were doing it unwillingly. So you can't come back to your kids and say, yeah, I raised you, I did this for you, I did that for you. It's because it wasn't coming from a good place.
Mzala, ne? Let's take Anonza of this morning as a perfect example. Ne? Anonza said ngokwakhe ukuthi, okay, I am in this because of the money.
Yes.
And continue living a lifestyle that I want because of the fact that I am in this because of the money. Anisho.
Yes.
So now, Mzala, if now this guy, let's say ukuthi, the husband has given everything to this girl. Policy in community of property, he is liable to get half of his assets and whatnot and whatnot. Yena bekacabanga ukuthi wenza into enhle. And then this girl comes on radio and says, Angisamfuni, because I was in this for the money. And then he acts out of character, obviously. He lets Leo Enga a 5-minute take over, and then he does the unthinkable. What do we now say?
Mimi, it's a choice. Everything you do is a choice. This man went and approached a younger woman. What was he expecting? Was he expecting to groom a childish person and say, I want you to be a wife? No, you cannot expect a wife from a child. This person is not mentally developed. And then when you want her to behave like a 60-year-old? No. And he knew exactly with this child, at some point, he is going to play around. So, okay, yeah, Uka is to blame. Well, unfortunately, they both wanted this and it ended in tears. But all I'm saying is, Okai acted out of character. He could have maintained maybe a decent behavior and just walked away, or Ashukel. Unaliving someone is not good. Is not good. We cannot continue justifying someone else's action. I know Guti Iplung. We don't like it. We don't want it to happen because now we are making more people to be broken and we are raising broken children. But unaliving someone is uncalled for. That is why there is law. Thank you.
Hi, Miss.
Hi, babe. Okay, since you've been coming in and off, good Victor, can we give our beautiful sister Undlovukazi a chance and then I'll come back to you. But before you go through, I just want to say something. I don't think we are mainly justifying the fact that he unalived this girl. I just wanted us to take into account his emotions before, the aftermath. But we'll come back to that. Ndlovukazi, come in, my darling.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, who's up, babes?
Okay. I think the biggest issue we have as a society is what we choose to honor and respect as. The problem of the things that we choose to submit to yinkingala. Because if you choose to submit to imali, then obviously this is what happens, because every other value that comes with loving a person, you don't honor. So again, it goes back to, I think you said something earlier when they said, once umuntu anganamali, then all of a sudden you don't feel the need to respect them. I think it goes back to the fact that if you are submitting to the finances of Indoda or his status, right, as soon as he loses that, because for you that is what makes a man, that person is no longer a man to you. Yeah, well, so I think that's the biggest thing that we have in society, what we choose to submit and honor in people. I think if people can choose to submit to a character, can choose to submit to values, we would have a very different society. Because you are a shitty person so when somebody shows you kindness, when I see that as a weakness, and you see that as so equally that makes you a very shitty person, on its own.
And it also goes back to the fact that we are a society of women who want men who traditionally provide, who we want to traditionally protect and do all of these things that we want traditionally, but we are also not willing to be, traditional woman, the submissive type, the type that would stay if things are hard, if things don't go our way. Yes, there's a point that my sister Lelo made, you can see, as in that you need to be better than me. But even people who are better than you have their weakest moments. And that's where us as women now, we come in and we're like, okay, you are having a moment of weakness, Tandwa-sam. Let me be the one to try and pick you up, to try and show you your strength. And then when you gather your strength as in daughter that I know you to be, and when you stand well within your masculinity after I have picked you up, then you know ukuthi mina ngumngakho in that moment. Because we cannot always expect people to forever remain strong, to forever remain better than us, because they also have their weak moments. Kunomsindo la ngaphandle, guys. Even us as women listen to lomsindo lo when men come back and tell us what to do with our bodies when it comes to I don't want to say the words, when it comes to the back to the sender, and where men tell us we need to be a certain way and whatnot. Relationships need to be a place where we all silence the noise of the world. When we come together, it should be a place where now we are both giving each other peace. We should not only expect strength and protection and providence only from the man, because now they do fall. They are not towers that are made of steel. They are not people who have no feelings. Maybe would advocate for a man who unalived me. There's no way. like Usis Kim came here, there are people who go through real instances, guys, of GBV who are unalived for absolutely no reason by men who are heartless pieces of shit. Langaphandle. Do you understand? We need to acknowledge that, but we also need to acknowledge that sometimes as women, we forget that men are not towers of steel. If now what Undlovukazi was saying, if now my respect and my submission only comes in the form of the fact that you provide financially, that you are better than me financially, that emotionally I consider you better than me, then the minute you have a moment of weakness, ngizokulahla, because mina I know you as a man who's strong and who's always, up and steady. The minute the money runs dry, ngizokulahla, because now that was the reason I was there, because I thought to myself, okay, fine, this man is doing better than me in life. His emotional intelligence is higher than mine. Then, we need to understand, Uguti, sometimes let's be considerate. Yes, men are providers. Yes, men are should be strong. Yes, sfuna indoda emadodeni. But guys, even indoda emadodeni needs a place of peace and comfortability. But yeah. All right, let's give Victor a chance, and then we're gonna go back to Lelo, and then Kay, and then yeah.
Oh, thank you, my sister. Can you hear me?
I can hear.
Okay. Look, I wanted to make a contribution earlier. You were talking about accountability earlier. Which is very important. I think especially when it comes to what our society has become now, pertaining to our women and how they behave and so on. What I've seen, I'm going to speak about my experience, my system. What I've seen is that most women use their vagina as a business. We see it in the hookup cultures in social media. It even happens in workplaces. Every time you try to meet a woman, she's going to judge you by what you wear and what you drive, in order to determine what kind of a lifestyle you're going to give her. And if you don't meet that criteria, therefore you are a no-go. It goes to this thing, if you are, if these women are in clubs, they demand expensive alcohol and so on, and it doesn't just end like that. It's going to end in sex. It's going to end in people booking somewhere and having sex. And that has also got repercussions, because there's a lot of men who have lost they've lost their livelihood because of false accusations of rape and sexual assault and so on. So we've got a virus in this society, and we need to call women out. We need to call women out in this thing, because this thing is so prevalent. Everywhere I go, I go out a lot. Everywhere I go, you meet a woman, they are not even scared to ask you, how much are you going to give me? They're not scared. It's normal. You see their pictures in social media. You can see they are available. They are trying to get you to get into their DMs. The sort of pictures that they post. Instagram is a playground for that. Facebook, Twitter to a very little extent, because I don't see people posting their pictures there, but they are there. So we've got this culture, and we need to hold women accountable, because it makes them victims in retrospect, because it's not all the cases that are false accusations. It is not all men that are good. You will meet a man and you don't know that you have met a monster. But it is a tiny minority of men. It is your bad luck that day when you've met that kind of a man. But most men are suffering and are going through jail, and they're losing their livelihoods because of the woman did not get what she expected to get in the morning. Because let's face it, money is hard to come by. We go to a club, you demand a bottle of champagne, and I bought it, and then all of a sudden I'm out of cash. Then in the morning I don't have much to give you. Then I must go to jail. You see, so that's one thing, and then another thing, when my sister into ezilimazayo thina abantu besilisa yasilimaza lento le ukuthi when there's a case of rape, GBV, sexual assault, either be it anywhere, even in the workplace, the man is presumed guilty until found innocent. Yaslimaza leyo nto leyo. And then the president then came and said, a man who is accused of assault, just assault, not even sexual assault or anything. If any man is accused of beating up a woman or assault, he's not going to get bail. He will stay in jail. What kind of a law is that? That makes the man the victim, and it makes the man an undue victim in the whole thing, because now sesiyasaba manje, because whatever the woman says, it goes. Then you will get arrested and sizoyikhuluma later, and you will stay in jail until you see your day in court or after your trial is over. What kind of a law is that? So South African men today have been characterized to be these sexually immoral people, these violent people, and South Africa is viewed, even if you can talk to, I've been into spaces and lives with people from outside. This thing is prevalent, is there in their minds that South African men are violent, South African men are sexually immoral, or they violate their women sexually. South Africa has got the highest stats of sexual violence than any other country, and all of that. And when you look at these things, I can tell you, if they can look deeper and conduct a study in this, you will find that those numbers are exacerbated by false accusations. So we need to hold women also accountable, because if you go and falsely accuse me of rape, and then you withdraw the charges, what recourse do I have as a man? What recourse? Can I go and open a case for you and you will definitely get arrested? They just leave you get away scot-free. Okay, so there's no accountability, because there's no repercussion for women. There's no repercussions for women. Women will make you raise kids that are not your own, and then it is found out late. Then what is the recourse for the men? There's no recourse for the men, and there's no repercussion for the woman. So that is our biggest problem, my sister. If I can tell you, that is what has given rise to the drizzle movement, to say, now this is enough. Now this woman must now be on her own. Once a man washes his hands and changes his mindset on his woman, then I can tell you, you guys, you are good. It's going to be downhill for everybody, not just the woman, including the man. But the man won't care, because he's the one with the resources. And then he's going to start using his resources unjustly and victimizing people who have got nothing to do with the pain that he suffered. Thanks.
Thank you very much, which is actually very true. And guys, I just this thing of falsely accusing men in order to get, like, that one, that particular part of where women will falsely accuse a man of doing something that they didn't do, it burns me to the core, because we we do things without being held accountable, like Ubud Victor is saying. The girl that did this to me when I was in hospital, right? When I was in hospital, she imagine this girl was in an altercation with me. She attacked me, right? She attacked me, and umsolwa, yes, my ex, we consider him umsolwa in this case, you know, because he brought this person into our lives, he cheated with this person, fine. Umsolwa was not even within 20 or 10 feet of us at the time. And this girl, while I was in hospital, went and got my ex arrested and lied ukuthi my ex beat her up. He got arrested while I was in hospital, you know. And in as much as I hold him accountable for having parts in me, you know, losing my eye and whatever, but did he deserve ukuthi this girl must go and lie on him ukuthi umshayile? He spent 3 days in jail. 3 full days in jail. Lapho I'm in hospital. Lapho I am freaking out. I cannot tell my family ukuthi phela ngisesibhedlela ngenxa yokuthi nokuthi nokuthi. I had to tell them at that point because now I had no one. I had no one. My ex is in jail because this girl lied and said ukuthi, you know, he beat her up. This man almost lost his job. This man has a child. In as much as he did something so horrible by cheating and bringing this good for nothing person into my life, kodwa, does he now deserve to now lose everything because of a false accusation? And she did that because she knew what she did. She was advised ukuthi wena gijima uhambe uyovula icase ukuthi lo muntu lo or umuntu wakho ukushayile, so you can spin the story around and whatever. So we need to honestly watch like what we are doing, guys. Lelo, come through, love.
Hey, I'm listening to you, and wow, I could never imagine. Oh, you're crazy. It's so crazy. I'd be so angry. But look, I don't have much to say at this point. But what I've come to see is the kind of woman that is being spoken about here is a certain type of woman, and I think we all know what kind of woman that is. We know her characteristics. We know ukuthi babantu babaphila kuphi, where they hang around, and there's a certain type of woman. And now they it's that whole notion is now ruining it for the rest of us. You know, really is ruining it for the rest of us, because I'm looking at what I said earlier on, ne? And then I saw Usis Noms replying, and it's like how Usis Noms is replying to me as if I am those girls, vele. That's vele kuluma nami yini vele that I use men for their resources and I'm like, manje, because now it seems like we are not allowed to want anymore. We are not allowed to, not to demand per se, but to say, this is my standard now. It's like now we are no longer allowed to have a say in what we want and what we don't want anymore, because now people are going to assume now, Guti, you're one of those girls. People are going to assume now, Guti, now you're a woman now who's trying to use this man for whatever. Yeah, but now you're being accused because manje mina, my little situation, I live in my little apartment. Now I can't say I want a house. I can't say that that's what I'm expecting in the future, because now I'm going to be viewed as, you know, labafazi that are that way, you know, that are one labafazi that have been spoken about in this whole thing, you know. It's like we're being one-dimensional about the kind of woman we are speaking to, and it's sad for us, and it's unfair. I feel like it's unfair because now we're being silenced, all of us. We're all suffering now because of women who are this way. Now we'll have to suffer. But all in all, I feel like there's a lot of healing that needs to be done. I think we need to go back. We really need to go back to the core of the issue. Wonke umuntu, I think everybody has where it all started. There's a place where it all started, you know. for one woman, it might be daddy issues. For a man, it might be that he wasn't heard by his father. He could also have daddy issues. Another man could say, Guti, their mom didn't love them, and that's why he treats women the way he does. Like, I think we need to go back. And I've seen with a lot of South Africans, it's not just men, but women as well. A lot of South Africans, they don't like the idea of therapy. They're not, especially Black South African, like non-white South Africans, let me say that they're not into the idea of therapy, whether it's Reiki healing, whether it's, they don't want to get into it. They'd rather suppress their feelings, their past, everything that happened in their past. They'd rather suppress and say, oh no, but it made me a stronger person, but and just carry on and suppress everything, not knowing or not seeing that it's causing all this turmoil in their lives. And then later on they complain to say, oh no, all women are the same. They vent and they say, oh no, I can't seem to find this. I'm always attracting this kind of man, or I'm always attracting this kind of woman. Whereas the problem lies within you. You keep attracting the same type of person because of the way you are. There are things that you need to change about yourself. There are things, not because there's anything wrong with you, but then there's some healing that you need to do. There's some things there's some introspections that you need to do, so that you can become a better version of yourself, not for anyone else, but for you, so that you are confident in entering any kind of situation and be able to say, this is who I am and I'm not with that, take it or leave it, or be able to walk away.
Thank you, my sister. Thank you, Tando Sam. Kim, you were here, my love. I don't know if you're still here. Please request again. Lelo, thank you so much, my love. Can I drop you so you can make space for others, Tando Sam? But thank you very much for your submission. Kay, you can come through, love.
Okay. Hi everyone again. Interesting conversations all around. I think everybody's points are very interesting. I wanted to comment back on Victor, what he was talking about. He mentioned a lot about like false accusations and stuff. And I noticed that this does become like a big talking point whenever we have these kinds of conversations. But, I think it's also time we start bringing in statistics, because the ratio of women who falsely accuse men versus the amount of men that actually get incarcerated are not matching. I do understand and I don't support false accusations at all, because I would consider myself a feminist, and issues that affect human beings unjustly, I don't agree with. But I do think that it's also important to look at context. Like, we can't just say, oh, there's a lot of men that get falsely accused, but then like most women who get raped don't even get justice. And, they were also talking about how there's no, consequences for women who falsely accuse or who accuse men in general. But I would beg to differ, because especially depending on the setting. So if it's a professional setting, you do have a lot to lose, for example, if you're a victim, because the company may fire you. A lot of women have had issues in the workplace. They could not speak up because they were not powerful enough. That's the whole point. There are sex workers who also don't get paid because men don't respect sex work, but they are the market for it. But they're not paying these women. They don't respect them. They don't see them as human beings. And so there's a lot of work that needs to be done in terms of like our as good people, are you a good person or not? But let's also just not make throwaway statements as well. I did also recently see the article about the 68% of men not knowing that they are raising children that aren't biologically theirs. I do think that topic is quite interesting. I haven't read that article yet. But yeah, shout out to your platform. And I'm thankful that you guys had me on here to say my piece. And I hope everyone has a good afternoon.
I think what Kay just said is very valid, and I also wanted to point out, guys, obviously these women that we speak about that are just that these men complain about is the same women who are the loudest, on platforms, who umuntu uzokutshela vele ukuthi mina ngeke ngithandane nawe if ever you cannot buy me ibhanoyi or whatever. The women that me and Lelo are even talking about are these women that are the loudest, and then you get those who are like, who are like, I will date the average Joe. I will date you and I will respect you and I will, you want a woman who will not have excessive expectations of you. Do you understand? So you're basically saying statistics are what makes a woman accountable, which is also not fair. That we cannot want to now use statistics now to also defend that there are some women who do these horrible, unjust things to men. But we'll come back to that. So what I'm saying is that Tina that want the average Joe, Tina that want indoda ezamayo, Tina that want indoda who is emotionally matured and so better ngale liso lokuthi, even though you do not buy me a car within the first year of marriage, I will still see you as indoda I am, even though we need to work towards having the things that we want to acquire together. And there's a point in time where I'm gonna wait for your business to take off and I'm gonna support you as indoda I am. I will not see you less of a man as well after that, Not the woman that's gonna come into your life actually, okay, fine, since wena ungishele ngemali, wathi kimi uzonginakekela ngoba awusakwazi ukunginakekela, I'm gonna leave you. Those are the loudest women, the women who are really living the soft life, are very silent, they don't even have content. Trust me. And that's because the appreciation that goes into living that soft life was ubaba uzamile, guys. That my man is trying his level best to angijabulise. And then we go back around now and we listen to these women that say ukuthi, if a man cannot buy you champagne on the first date, or he must have 20,000 for the first date, that's not a man. Bo. How? And then we are called pygmies because we call out the hypocrisy that is sometimes shown into all like these type of content. I think a few months back there was a video of a girl at and she is embarrassed of a guy also keep her rewards card at the till. So Luguti, you are at Woolworths to keep her that Woolworths rewards card. You are at ShopRite to keep her that ShopRite card. You say Pick and Pay, you keep her that blue card. At and she doesn't want her men I keep her my card lao because it's embarrassing. Nge budget kabani. We preach all the time on how we want women to empower themselves. We preach all the time we want women who are able to stand within themselves. Must figure in your relationships, must figure the trying time in your relationship, you're gonna stand firm as well. I go to sitimela umpeto of a man who's gonna go out and cheat on you. In your marriage where now there are endless side chicks, they are baby mamas who no masithi qina emshadweni wakho. We're talking ukuthi if ever the roles were reversed, ukuthi manje ukuthi kwakho ubaba is not bringing in the bag, he's not providing the way he's supposed to be. God uyazama wena now it's your moment ukuthi uvale lelo hlazo lelo ukuthi people outside should not even see a crack. That's what we mean by a woman who stands firm. endodeni yakhe. We are not saying ukuthi mela udodi. We are not saying ukuthi now stand with a man that is community dick la ngaphandle. He's going around showing his disability lapho wena uyamncengela yabo. You are accepting his disability because uyamthanda. No, we're not talking about those type of men. We are talking about men who understand their role, who understand their masculinity. Ukuthi even if I can be at my lowest, I can still depend on umfazi wami to still hold us above water. Ukuthi by the moment I am back, then I can pick up from there and get my strength from there and run with it. So I also agree with the ladies when they say Uguti, we are not your guys' target market. Because I don't have a 30-inch weave. I'm not light-skinned. I don't that my standards are njanjani and whatnot. Sometimes we we get overlooked. You know, Mimi, she did sound like her highball. We get overlooked because we are not the loudest. You don't see us because we are at home. We are reading books. We are. If this man had to come and tell you guys, to Mimi, Mom Fonela Wednesday, no, Mimi's at home reading books. If she's not at work, then she's reading books. She's doing. Do you understand? So there's some truth to that. Uguti, you guys don't see these women. You guys don't see the efforts of these women. You know. So, guys, let's be honest. If any man, if I had to go into a space, Dean, as if I had to go into a space, let's say I come to your establishment, I come with my little 5,000. So I'm gonna make myself happy. You know, I'm with my friends, and my friends are those types that, you know, the ones that you guys pay attention to and whatnot. I'm a trophy win, and I come there with my little ponytail and my unmakeup face, you know, and my cute dress and my heels, and I walk into that establishment, and I'm with the target market that you guys want. Who are they gonna look at? Who are they gonna look at? Ulelo was not lying when she was saying that, but I mean, I feel it also goes both ways. Laba bathola uthando in these kind of places, but we see it all the time that men overlook women who are willing to love them sometimes for what society deems as a good woman. That's all I'm gonna say.
Mimi, can I just ambush you a bit, baby? Sorry about that, ne? Can I just ambush you a bit? But that's why we are addressing a target market. City, as the target market, please don't string people along, because some of you, Nina, target market, you even go as far as to marrying these men. Imagine, people have a liver in this country. They will even marry you, Benzeno members. Imagine members, so it's something so big. Like, invite us all, and you know very well that even the day before your wedding day, you were busy being scattered. You were thrown on the wall. You were flipped like a laptop. You know very well. That is why we are saying I would not want us to really crucify umuntu for their preference, maybe, because let's say umuntu turned into a slim ati norms, the only thing you are missing is a few things from Louis Vuitton. I'm the target market. That's what he prefers. But Nami, as a target market, can I not string people along so that when they come to the realization of, oh, Unoms is just a player, Shem. She's a player, and that's what we are trying to address. As a target market, you are blessed enough to be identified by someone who sees you as that. Can you not string them along? Because Lana Mimi, we are addressing something enzima, because we are seeing marriages that you can see if his bank balance starts to take a take, he might be left alone. Some of them go as far as to marrying these men, and the Lapo, she knows very well, Uguti, I'm going to string you along. I will even marry you, members. I will do everything. Kantimina, I know. We have them, they are here. So also, lento preference, we can't really understand. There are women who have good hearts, and then they are not what you would like when you see them. What can we do with you? We can't really say, you should have taken, like men. Some men prefer light women. Me, as someone who's dark, I can never be their preference. Me, as someone with a 34A bra size, I can never. I mean, I've got friends who've got big boobies. They sometimes they even call me the last born because they say I wear the last. Hey, abanye babo, they are flat on their bumps, but I know they date men who are of high level because those men prefer what? The pillow. And Mina, I am what? I am the teenager. So now preference, if we keep speaking on their preference, city benzin, but tattoo norms or slim, whereas the man wants to jump on a jumping castle that is comfortable, and then next thing tattoo norms, she's kind. We want size 30, 32. I'm just a stick man. We can't really do that in terms of preference. We can maybe warn against certain places, like now be aware you can't be picking everybody from, like now we know every lady who wants to date a married man, she goes to a car wash. We've seen that trend. That's why some of us don't wash our cars there because we are tired. Ngoba you get there, you sit, and men come to you, baby. Hi, bongs, look, wash him. Oh, I thought they don't know. Like Itashas, we are now boycotting Itashas because people are hunting for men at Itashas. And some of us, we go there, we even have work meetings with Itashas. But people are hunting for men there. Now we are sitting at Tasha's. This other time I was with my manager. She traveled from Cape Town. So I at Tasha's. And next thing we're getting free drinks. I'm a shonic mina mimi. I kept acting like I don't. I kept acting like I don't. I'm a shonic mina. Tasha's, and now we must boycott Tasha's, which was a very nice spot last corner peacefully. We can maybe warn of places to say, like that clapping asimi trend next to Sandridge. We know that Guti Ama corporate bed is there. If you sleep with them, if you don't pay them, you go to jail. We know about that clapping as a Sandridge trend. Guti Lapo, that's where the danger is. You'll find a lady who is a fully qualified lawyer driving a beautiful BMW or Mercedes, but she is in business. If you go with her under the sheets and you don't give her money, you are on your own. We know about that club. We can somewhat warn you, not limit you, but warn you about certain places. But as for preference, that's why I'll not be surprised. There was a Nigerian man who once liked me, but the problem is that if I take you to my mother, she will think that you are dying. You need to be fed because you see, you don't have body. I did not blame him. I said, at least you like me, but I understand that your mother would think I'm dying because I'm not. You understand? Because that's where you find your happiness. Imagine a man who prefers fully figured women, and he has to see me, a stick, every day walking around his house and go, fear me. What must he do? I know.
Okay, tell us to say. Yo, but guys, we are not boycotting Tasha's, guys. Guys, Makoya ran down without his knobs. So we are not boycotting Tasha's, but we know these things, we know these clubs, we know these places, because when you go there, when you just want to go and eat, ubona nje ngama-sparkles afika, and mawafika mawathikili etafuleni lakho, you are now expected to now pay for that thing ngenye indlela. But that's a story I will probably tell after Udine and Kim and Mwana come through. Dean, you had your hand up.
You know, to show iqiniso alikho emhlabeni. The truth, people forget it very fast. Leroy, you'll pick me up on this. Everyone else said no. There's another lady, bamtholela negoda lakhe leli athi igoda libheko. Another lady, I'm not pointing people or calling names. There's a lady that we all know. There's a guy that was viewing this panel as it is and said, Guti, this one is mine. Abo libo mang lana bekena ka di profile, and we were seeing their profiles with their weaves and their 30-inch what on their profile pictures. Mara, there's another random guy that said, "Good, these 30 inches and what, that's not for me." What pondo lena, kilona pondo laka le. So guys, let us not lie to
You're not
ourselves, my
lying.
friend.
I'm not lying.
No, let us not be but let's not try and make it a norm that some, yes, abathanda ma weave, they're gonna go for the weaves. The ones that love short hairs, they'll go for short hairs. So you can come here to my establishment with your 5 baddies. But if me now I am called for what is you at that time, I'll be attracted to you.
Oh.
It's never been good. All of a sudden, as men, we are now confused every time we see weaves and makeup, and now we do not know what we want. Guys, don't make us that stupid. I totally disagree with that, because now it's like every time when we see these bad girls, we are then confused. Our hormones start taking over our brains, our mind shut down. No, it is not like that. So we are not slaves to wigs as men. We are not slaves to makeup, because we know in the morning this might not be what I'm gonna see, and I'm taking a risk by even entertaining it. So as men, and again I'll say, as please, Mina, do not compare me to a fool that spends more money in a club than in his house. That's not a man. I need us to, when we are using these paraphrases, let's use them right. If you are talking about idiotic men, let's just say males. Put them in the category of them not being females. But if we are talking about men, people that have the logic, guys, we had a girl, Anonza, come here complaining about the fact she was also stabbed by the Mamkulu. We offered her apartments to go back to her place. Mimi, you correct me if I'm wrong. We offered her flights to go back home. We offered her a family that was gonna meet her in KZN, take her home, and explain what she's been going through in Joburg. As men, Leroy, correct me if I'm wrong, Buffett. It's like all of a sudden we have disappeared as good men. We have had Abo Anonza come through, and as men, we've had our sisters and our older sisters complain about men that have failed them, and we've acted upon it, and we are still acting upon it. As men, we are doing that. So then do not put us in the same category with those foolish people that you decided to entertain in your moment of drunkenness, and then you consider that as a man. That's not a man. And again, I will never curse females and saying women are knowing very well good there are sober people like our older aunts. There are sober people like me. We have people that are sober like Abo said. I can name wise women. I always say, Mina, to my sisters, I as much as I speak, but sometimes when I'm quiet, I learn, I understand, because I want. If I think I'm attracted to a woman, the phrases that you'll have of understanding how the world is, what a woman is, she should speak the same phrases, and then I'll know what I have attracted someone that is worthy of my time. I have to understand someone that understands the role of a female. So I have to listen and be quiet of your reasoning. We do not know everything, but whatever that we know now as men, we understand the society we live in is screwed up already. It's up to us to act right so we can attract what is right. So just because a woman came to me and unfortunately she was in her youth, I then should not be a victim of the fact that when I saw that I could build something with this woman, with this person, I can make sure that her life is much more easier from varsity to a workmanship. I have businesses that she can attain, and she will be able to actually have an easier life, even when it comes to her being the mother of my children. She will not suffer. I then should not be a victim. I should not then be killed for the fact that I found a woman that when I was offering that, she was like, this is my free right to success. That should not be the case. If we are going back to the true form of Kulumanam Tonayam, talk to me, is the man that was doing everything that was required of him as a man. And still him doing that, him waking up and doing his 9 to 5 to come and provide was an opportunity of the woman to do a side hustle. And she was doing it. That's Ipela Lapo. Let's not go and start other stories that we all have our own stories. Let's stick to that one for today. And saying that man was a victim of abuse. when he loved a woman, when he loved a woman that did not love herself and did not love him. And I truly believe if we stick to that reality, Oguti, what did he do? Is he good or bad? I mean, I'm just saying we lost a good guy. Oguti, did we lose a bad girl or what? I don't care. I'm not there. I'm just saying we lost an honorable man that knew for you to have a partner you have to work for. We have to suffer for, and it's being a man suffering for the things you love. That's the basis of it. So I'm just saying, Buffett, let us not be all of a sudden as if we forget the beauty that we. Hey, Buffett, bukan. Now I could right now send this live to someone. They will come running because they know Uguti what is there in this life. So I don't want us to be confused, Buffett. And so let us not speak lies as if they are truth. Let us speak reality for what it is.
Oh, Dean. As guys, Dean will always use me as a reference to making his points. Because okay, so Dean, just because mina bangikhethile nge-iPad yami and mine, I shouldn't speak on other things. I'll try phela Dean. How? That's
I'm
unfair.
just saying, all of a sudden we are now having to boycott an amazing restaurant that we go for food just because there are people that decide to use it as their office. Hey, imagine now I can't have a bottle of champagne at Tasha's because someone decided to make it his office.
Oh,
Is it fair to us? Is it really fair? It's not fair. Tina, we dine and we wind at Waterfall Corner at La Parada, but now it's a haven of prostitution. It's literally it's a haven of prostitution. Then should Tina that are going there for the hubbly and the glass of champagne, should we then suffer? We can't. Guys, we cannot. We have to call them out. Good day. Strata Simo, Hemanda Strateni, Nathan Totaluna Strateni. And then after
don't
that,
ruin our establishments, Bagit.
exactly, guys, exactly. So, Mina, I will not give up in relationships. I know that there are people that are willing to go exceedingly abundantly for the people that are willing to go exceedingly abundantly for. That's a fact. But the truth is, there are also dangerous people here playing and manipulating other people, looking and throwing a facade of them being genuine while they are not genuine. It is only up to the person to vent out and make sure ukuthi lo muntu mayekhuluma mara akuyona lento, like, even ubaba mayekhona hlezi naye ngihlale ngisho ukuthi hey kazi le ndoda iyazini ukuthi njengamanje sibaningi siyibhekile sifuna ukuzwa ukuthi mayekhuluma, when he speaks, does he speak the very same thing that are reminiscing to you, not just but to you, but are the words truly his actions? Is him joking? His jokes, are they? We are scrutinizing him, not because we want to, but we want to make sure good your choices are based on truth and nothing else.
True. All right, Booty. Let's give others a chance before I end the live, guys. We are ending it too. Can we get to 100K? Nginithanda. Great. So, okay, let's give Lee. Lee, do you wanna come through, Booty? I will talk.
I just wanted to clarify something here actually before but again kind of like reaffirm or guys, like, this is not gender wars, is it? Like, yeah, like ga se gore men do this, hey, women do this, guys. Like, let's just be good people, no, for rona self, for the society. Everybody can like you heard what Dean actually said, like we are living in a very, very, very dizzy world. So now this is up to us now. Okay, yeah, you can go and like get your bag, but then now be also considerate of like how would that actually like hurt the world working in the long run, you know. Like, yeah, you want snacks here and there, here you want to date who and who, but then now be logical about it, you know. It's like, let's be better people, fam. Come on, man. Ish, bruh. Yeah, man, yo. But yeah, okay, now be a good person. Let's be good people. and then let's shine. One day, Borgen, Borgen, like one day ke tlo leletsa party lotlhe mo ntle gore re itse ke like rotlhe re tla re so bona ga o le sengele, maybe you might find Dean there so a re itse mare no, they're like, oh sorry. Sorry.
God.
Sorry, but yeah, man.
I mean, I'm a child of God,
So
Leroy.
yeah, man. Let's
God
do
does not
better.
allow me to do things that are not of godly people. So, laba bachola boto. I mean, I know
Why not still join
when
when?
it's my turn, I'll just go to the house and marry. It's ndaba e am jololi ing agikeni ew. I'm not. Yabo?
When another
I'll just.
advocate of Barke kind of thing.
Yay!
When Marifid. Anyway, cut,
No,
cut,
I'm
cut,
just Leroy.
leadership,
Okay. Let's give Ungwana a chance. Let's give Ungwana a chance, guys.
100K, yay!
100K. It's cute.
Listen,
Dean, guys.
I,
Mina, my brother is sorry, Ngwana. Guys, Mina, my brother is a catch. Anybody that gets to beg Dean begs the most beautiful, most kind-hearted man ever. You will never suffer. Mara, you must come straight and you must come with your head in order. That's all I'm gonna say. Wanna come through?
yeah. Lento it goes back to society esikhuluma ngayo guys because we don't need to be now having to fight for one eye isilwele enye gender with the gender right the gender wrong both parties kwaba nento engajabulile you understand so ugirl singamblame esindlela sinomblame ngakhona uguy singamblame ngalendlela sinomblame ngakhona by the end of the day it's the society because ungathola ukuthi even boy-two azi umntwana makakhulela phansi kwabazali bakhe boy-two ne he or she would be able to now see ukuthi okay umthanda kanjani umamakho through ubabakho you understand umthanda kanjani through umamakho like leyo balance ihlezi maybe ihlezi ikhona leyo balance leyo you can't be raised by your father kuphela okay bakhona abantu abo raised by single parents ekugcineni babe yile zinto ezi-right elifini you understand but umuntu makumele akhohlwe kumele kutholakala ibalance from both sides ukuthi at least naye azokwazi ukulibona uthando likababakhe lungena kumamakhe akhone ukuthola ukubona iside lomfazi ayumfana ukuthi this is how you love umuntu wesifazane you understand this is how you because yiyo into yonke lento kusakuzana amafamily khona le tape abafana laba abakhuluma ama-respect amantombazane respect
Yes.
yeah lento leya disturbing because I for one I was not raised by my father and bengifisa ukuthi ayenze lento leyo but azange ikhona ke and angimkwatelanga elifini yami instead I had the privilege of now ukuthi ngithole omunye umuntu which is stepfather sami who made sure ukuthi uthando engilitholayo from side lo uyindoda you understand mangilibheka futhi lento ebekumele yenze ubaba naye yena ukhonile ukuyenza but angeke ngizenze ubaba because of yena akakhonanga ukuyenza lento leyo you understand so like lento le it's just all down endabeni ukuthi i-society yethu iphelile guys society iphelile ngale ndlela leyo ukuthi we even a country doesn't have a vision how can sizophumelela ngena vision siyikhaya now i-community nayo into efana naleyo i-community zothi izokhiqiza abantwana abanjani because izokhiqiza abantwana now it's a norm umntwana ona-12 years old manje ukhona nokungena ku-TikTok abe omunye ojola nabantu like kubhizi South Africa kubhizi and we don't have such conversations akwazi ukuthi sikhone thina ukufundisana ngazo but along the way masikhona ukuthi ikwazi ukuhlasana because chance ukuthi because khona umunye usise ngemizwilo ukuthi hayi bekumele uGuy avele aphumele ngaphandle uGuy uzophumela ngaphandle kanjani because i-background naye mangibheka bekangenayo ubaba or umuntu omdala azokhona ukuyabuya, hence akhona ukuya kumngani wakhe. Now very same, nanoma ethola lo advice umngani wakhe akathole advice le ezoyenza sure ukuthi uzokhona ukuzicabangela, ukhule nayo le advice from umuntu omdala who was bekabheke phezu kwakhe, was looking up to him ukuthi no, ufuna ukufana nale awu, you understand. Hence ngithi indaba ama-role model ibalulekile, indaba ama-role model. Umntwana angavele abone i-gold six lifaka la. Umntwana kumele understand ukuthi lo uyi-lawyer and njengoba yi-lawyer kwenzakaleni elifini yakhe ukuze accumulate yonke into accumulate. We need to ukuthi iy'tori ezifana nalezo zihlezi zikhona zizokwazi ukuthi sibhildane as ikhona ukubhilda labantwana, because labantwana into abayibonayo most of the time babona izinto kube ngathi positive kanti negative, because already babona yonke le ne-glam eyenzakalayo, but they don't understand ukuthi ibuyaphi yonke lento leyo and uyibreaka kanjani. Khona i-glam efake, khona le ayifuneki for bese khona lo wena ozenzelayo nawe ubone ukuthi no le right for you, you understand. So kuningi mntana wasekhaya, kuningi ngizoma nje khona lapho.
Hi, ngiyabonga guys. Yes, at the end of the day, we can senze nama-jokes senzeni kodwa ibuhlungu lento le. It's really painful to see people go through things, and then when they come out to society and say bafethu ngiyahlukumezeka, I'm not happy in my situation. I this person ungitreat ngendlela ngitreat ngayo, or I was treated like this because I didn't have money, and then a girl also comes forward with I was treated like this because I do not have the right body, I was treated like this because I'm not of light skinned, I'm not thick, I'm not this, I'm not that. We need to stop glorifying things that we know at the end of the day they're not gonna build a person in any way. We have forgotten the fundamental rules of why we fall in love in the first place, or why we have relationships in the first place. Because now, if ever we cannot even go to places like Itashas, like Itashas, and have a decent meal without a guy thinking ukuthi you are there uyathengisa because umuhle. And bafethu bahle namantombazane singaqhambi namanga, bahle banuka kahle. Inkinga sometimes inokuphuma la emloneni, but anyway, it is very uncomfortable now that society has deemed every beautiful girl or every girl that takes care of themselves as a slay queen, as someone or and how we have taken the term slay queen and we have made it into something so horrible baffles me till today. The day ngizogeza nami ngithi okay fine, I'm gonna put my 30-inch frontal or whatever, and I'm gonna have my one lash and whatnot and I'm gonna have my my cocoa butter sheer whatever, and I'm gonna smell amazing, I'm gonna look amazing, ngiyohlala eTasha's just to have a meal. Ubaba Sekhaya is not jealous for nothing. Thank you, Lee. But I'm also going to jump off soon. Ubaba Sekhaya is not jealous for nothing. But what I'm saying is, Ugusi, we need to also understand, Ugusi, let us look for the right things in people. Let us stay with people for the right reasons. Let us not string people along. Let us not play with people's emotions. Let us not think, Ugusi, this whole life thing is a game, because now the children we are raising, guys, ngiyababona on TikTok. There was something that happened months ago on Instagram. There was a blog, I think it was Cape Town Unfiltered, and bekhuluma on how like there were girls who were dropping lists of these girls are girls who are HIV positive, and they were dropping lists of men they had raw coitus with. And most it's hard to leya list. These girls were like maybe like 4 different girls had same names on each of their list. They are all sleeping with these people raw and bayagula at that time. And some of these people are people who had imizi. Some of these people are people who have kids and wives and all of these things. And you see that name there and you're like, how? Sninini, there was a guy who was put on blast for dating there was a guy who was put on blast for dating a 19, she was 18 at that time, for dating an 18-year-old. And the 18-year-old was his side chick. And once you look at the profile of this 18-year-old, she's ayigqokile yangani bafethu muhle, she's thick kodwa ukugqoka do. And she is told ukuthi muhle, she's posting these provocative pictures, she's doing all of this, she's doing all of that, and she just turned 21 manje. Not 20. Yeah. Choose this happened 2023. Yeah, it happened 2023. Yes. And she's pushing the narrative, and we forget to see the internet is forever, guys. What we teach our kids to put out in the world should be something that when they want to go into corporate spaces, that they won't have an issue. If they want to land jobs that are proper, they won't have an issue, that they won't have to depend on these good-for-nothing men who want to take advantage of them. So let's also work better on teaching our kids ukuthi not let's also try to show our children ukuthi sometimes working for what you want as a girl child as well. We know ukuthi men are raised ukuthi you need to provide for the people that you're going to take and start a family with. Yes, we understand that. But can we also teach our daughters ukuthi sometimes working and going into situations when you have already acquired some things for yourself is also going to work in your favor? Don't now take your child and throw her into the den and say, you must find a man who's gonna take care of you. You must find a man who's gonna financially provide for you, and when you're just gonna be there and be a liability in this man's life. Because at the end of the day, you end up becoming a liability. Bazok with our independent queen, I don't need a man. Because when you are there as a 100% submissive woman, I'm gonna let this man bring in the bread and lini. And then the day that money goes, it runs dry. He comes to you, he tells you, oh mama, this is not going well for me. We are gonna lose this. That's the end of the marriage. That's the end of the relationship. And then as soon as that man leaves and says, as in, I don't want to make you suffer anymore. I don't want to I don't want to let you be in this situation. I need to go out and because I'm seizing an ex. You are a liability in this man's life. But hey, so we're gonna start with Ndovukazi with last submissions, and then thank you for the 100K guys. Thank you for staying with me until 2 o'clock. Wow, ningithanda. Ndovukazi, please put in your last submission, my baby. I give you 2 minutes.
Sikuthanda nyani nyani. So I wanted to say, I think Uleroy mentioned something about it not being gender wars, and I totally agree with that. I think with each of us, we need to make it an individual thing, where we find people who reciprocate the energy that we give, where we pour into people who pour into us. I think all of us, or most of us, say that we want a masculine man, we want a provider. I think one day we need to sit and dissect the word provider, because a lot of people look at provision in a financial manner. It doesn't go beyond that. And equally, as much as we say that we want that type of man, you need to also be that kind of woman where you speak life into this man, where we amsegela in his moment of weakness until he's able to get himself up. Also, I think when it comes to relationships, I believe that relationships should be a safe space. There should be a safe space where each of us is able to go out, come back, where you don't have to be in our relationship, and I don't have to be in our relationship, where the foundation of our relationship is consideration, where the foundation of our relationship is kindness, where the foundation of our relationship is just being there for each other. Yeah, I think that's essentially all I have to say.
Guys, can I just say that Undlovukazi Bafethu uMakhumalo is wife material. If this man doesn't marry him, ngiyomthatha ngiyomfaka esithembini sami. I
Mina
got so
ngishada wena.
oh, booga. I'm telling y'all, sis Noms come through. Our sis Noms sekashile bafethu
Mina
namazi.
ngithi all ngikhona mami. Uyangizwa nje, I was just switching networks ngoba wow. Mina nje, all I can say is that whatever sprinkle you would like to spread, be very cautious of how you thread ngoba emhlabeni some people are tired. Thread very carefully, and if you are throwing sprinkle, just know that it drizzle, iqalile, my dear. You don't, if you can't even afford the champagne, unganayo endlini, don't ask someone to order it for you at a restaurant. If you've never driven a Mercedes, don't speak on Ferrari. Zithulele njengami, drive 1.2. Thula mntakama, because ezinye izinto we are tired of saying. We know that even women from poor backgrounds do deserve good things, but okusalayo sikushoyo ukuthi let's come back to reality nje and just calm down, because sekunengi. And nani, if you are born beautiful, bukeka ngathi uyiCleopatra, baby, don't go to waste ngoba seniya exaggerate. Yes, you are beautiful, kodwa nenza kakhulu izinto enizenza la ngaphandle, nimosha umhlaba, and it's a very izinto enizenzayo nje iyangiqala. uNkulunkulu usuke akublessile nje. It's not a weapon for you to go around causing havoc emhlabeni. And bo baby, if any rich man identifies you, celebrate nawe. Mungasamfuni usitshele sikhona ukumbhalela iletha, don't ruin him ngoba sesihamba kabuhlungu emhlabeni, balimela abantu. Anyway, drizzle ilapho. I have 2 sons and they are going to drizzle. You know I'm always going to stand for the boys. My 13-year-old is already drizzling. If they don't say hi, WhatsApp, I tell him, don't go after them, baby. If they don't say hi, he's like, drizzle, mommy, drizzle. I'm like, yes. If they don't tell you that you are handsome, drizzle. Like, my son is drizzling, I'm proud. Guys, drizzle is real. Baqedile abafana ukudlala, nisenkingeni.
Oh, because Sam did come through.
We have the best aunt in the world.
I swear.
And if people don't believe it, I don't know what they want to see.
I swear.
You know. And again, Mina guys, I'm all for relationships. I'm all for us just having someone we can go through this hard, painful world with. I do not believe in being single. I do not believe in being alone. But at the very same time, I am for the truth. I will not defend people just because they act to be weak. I will not defend men for not stepping up and being proper men. That I will not do. You know, it is our job to make sure that the flowers we see in you are watered, they're nurtured, they have enough sunlight. And that's my job as a man. Hence I always say, the day I decide to focus on loving a person like how I focus on my work, it's because I want to have the very same profit that I get from working very hard. I want to get the very same love, the very same nurturing, the very same spoils that I will be actually planting in this woman. And I promise you guys, the more we just stop with and it's not going to go away, but we have to hold people accountable. We have to call out the bullshit. And after that, we just have to show people how to love, because people don't know how to love. We have to show people how to love. We have to show our young sisters and brothers how to love. I have 9 sisters, and all their first flowers, I made sure that I buy them. All their first dates, I took them out on. I gave them the reality of standards, but not standards that they cannot meet. So everyone is busy saying what standards? That you yourself can't meet your standards. You want Range Rovers when there's not even a bicycle here, and you're calling it that's a standard. That's not a standard. You have achievements that you are trying to achieve using other people. That's not standard. Your standard, and you can actually touch. and you just need a little push from a supporting partner. You need a little push from a loving partner. You need a little push from a caring person. Those are standards. Morals should be things that we are pushing for, not standards. Standards can waver depending on people's mood and changes, but morals should be the foundation of every relationship. Morals should be the foundation of every person's identification. Morals should be the things that we preach more. Because if we have morals as a society, a grown-ass man will not go out and ask a child that is wearing a uniform. If we have morals, a woman will never cheat on a loving, kind man. If we have morals as a nation and as a people, we will never do. Guys, we come from a tribe where they were named people that are sinless. Amangoni. They were named that because they could not find sin in them. Let's go back to that. When people look at a woman and you are proud to say, I have a man, but you preach about him as if he's watching you. Let us go to a space where when you have a woman and you know, Buffett, immediately when you start getting DMs, there's no one that loves at DMs like me. I laugh the whole day looking at DMs, seeing how women actually create pickup lines. And I'll be like, Buffett, I'm not there yet. And we should go to that situation where we do not use people who happen to like us and we find them as an opportunity of us getting free sex. We should not use people that happen to like us and we see them as ladders to getting more money or reaching a certain goal and finding Gucci's and all of that, just to empower ourselves and make ourselves feel worth something. When we're doing the most evilest thing, manipulating people, and we call ourselves worthy of something. The only thing that people are worthy of is prison time, nothing else. But Amanda to the drizzle movement. And real men, again, are in KZN, guys. Just letting you know. Real men, you'll find them in KwaZulu, Natal. Drizzle,
What's
drizzle.
not good to real men are you kidding it? Oh, Gustav,
No, as Dini was so profound. Azingathi ngoba ubhuti wami like biological. Ngathi ngoba ubhuti wami nawe nje khulisana ungikhulise. Azingathi ngoba ubhuti wami. And enye into bantwana basekhaya more especially ladies. Ngicela futhi mina. Asiyekeni ukubalekela indlala yasendlini because yiyo into engathi cala yonke lento.
isho
Likhabishi
futhi
lakini
Mami, ngathi abakuzwanga kahle. Isho futhi
ubalekela indlala yakini yekela ukubalekela ikhabishi lakini because the very same khabishi olibalekayo ucaba ukuthi uzothola endodeni sonke amadoda siwaphethe lawo makhabishi but sizokuyuza just because of sikubonile ukuthi wena uthanda ikhabishi uthanda amapapa owamadoda ungidlula lawa owakumele kungabe wathola from endlini akuzokukhulisa akukhulise ngendlela e-right yiyo into eyenze yonke le nto yabathi. So guys, yekani ukubalekela indlala yakini, ikhabishi lakini. Because the very same ikhabishi ocabanga ukuthi lakithi lingcono liyafana. Lakhabo ndoda ikhabishi nekhabo legeni liyafana. Wena zikhulise ngendlela e-right wena umuntu wesimame uthi nanoma ungena ku-relationship already ungena okay uzibiza ngazo le standards onazo but already sowungena sowazi ukuthi ubani ufunani. Ungangeni ku-relationship usaphinde futhi uyofuna enye relationship futhi ungene kule relationship ungazazi. So yeah, injalo mana sithanda nendoda nabasekhaya. Asithanda nini. Mimi ngiyabonga mana ngiyabonga. I'm starting to love you guys. Uzobuya nini?
Ngiyabuya kusasa, guys. I'm gonna be here tomorrow, Nani. Tomorrow. Kusasa sikhuluma ngabafazi abashelayo. Ngintshela namhlanje because ngifuna ukuthi sike sikhulumeni ngayo ukuthi is it okay? Is it not? Is it yabo sikhuluma ngabafazi abashelayo kusasa ukuthi is it what men really want or is society pushing a narrative wrong? So mina ngishela akenze ngithathe serious afuna ukuniqambela manje ngishela
No, ngicela ekhaya ngizenza sure ukuthi kusasa abangani bami bonke ngibaletha la. I think bayazidinga evakile bayazidinga. Ngibonga nje le platform. Yeah.
Thank you, guys. See you guys tomorrow, 10:20 Buffet to Sila. So Kalange ask a man tomorrow, and then we are gonna progress to it. Talk to me Ntwana. Tomorrow I'll talk to me Ntwana conversation is abafazi allowed to ukushala madoda. So keep that in mind. Thank you so much, guys, for staying with me till 2:00. I love you undoubtedly. Nginithanda one by one. Thank you to our resident auntie Usis Noms, to my big brother Udin, who has a special place in my heart. Undlovu guys, Undlovu guys is my sister wife. Sing decidile. She is for keeps saying she's mine. Cause wow. Imagine if we both had to take care of one man. That man would be the luckiest man on this earth. But please do not forget, guys, to catch our replays on YouTube. It's Makoya Rundown on YouTube. And I will see you guys tomorrow. And thank you guys for the 100K. I love you undoubtedly. Thank you for being can I be the last one? Done. Thank you guys for being respectful to one another. Thank you to the new panelists that came today. Thank you for the follows, guys. I saw each and every one of them. Thank you so much, guys. And thank you guys for staying. Thank you for the gifts. Asiyabonga guysini. See y'all tomorrow, 10:20. I love y'all, guys. Tingo bonin to manj. Bye. Oh, don't forget, Zulu men are the hill we die on.
No, bazosichomela abantu ngemjolo yabo. They will boast with the hip. I don't know, guys. We don't have a problem. We don't have a problem, guys. We don't have an issue. We are proud of you. We are proud of what you have. Shine in and bathe in the love that you have right now. Bathe in it and make sure that you are satisfied, Rafid. It's all about that. Well, Kanti, why are we living? What else are we living for if we are not living to be loved and loving someone?
Sis Kim, KZN, Stand Sam, Plaga. I'm plugging y'all. Hambane KZN. Bye, guys. I love y'all.